I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but despite everything this game has been through, we can always say that the music is fucking amazing. Consistently. TF2's soundtrack is immaculate. Through and through. Through and through. Let me pop on another one of my favorites here. Where is it? Which one was it? I always forget. Where is it? There it is. God, fucking, it's just so good. It's just so good, man. $10, Pulse Kinesis, thanks, man. You got the Greganon Spectrum there. I appreciate it. Also, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? How is everybody? How are we doing? It's Monday. I know it's Monday. Mondays can be rough. But I hope everyone is either having or had a good day, depending on what part of the world you're in. I hope you're doing well. Man, my stream delay is fucked. I don't know what the deal is here. Listen, you say I'm stalling? Bye. Then you're not really used to these streams then, buddy. You don't understand how things work here. Last week of schoolwork until the end of August. Yeah. That's one thing I'm like, why do we get summer break, right? Why do we get summer break? I would much prefer winter break so I can exploit my, like, a school's air conditioning so I don't fucking melt. That would be ideal. Oh, I love it when the YouTube studio crashes. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Holy moly. How's your 12 hours TF2 video experience? Okay, so I didn't stick around the entire time. I only popped in. So for those unaware, for those completely unaware, also there's the video we're watching today. If it wasn't very obvious. So this video, before I continue that previous talking point, this video was sent to me about 30 times in the past 12 hours. As soon as this was uploaded, it just flooded into my DMs from a shitload of different people. So, we're watching this today. I almost spilled my coffee. Holy fuck, that would have been so bad. Yeah, it's a video about Pennywise. That's what this is. Yeah, it's a Pennywise video. No, it's about fucking Warpaints, man. And more. It's a very handy video to have where it really highlights a lot of Valve's laziness and a lot of Valve's incompetence. So I felt as if though this was worth watching because this is a very small microcosm of the very deep and detailed history of Valve not really giving a shit with their games, especially Team Fortress 2, and doing a lot of things halfway and then just leaving them that way. And then a prime example of that are Warpaints. And I've not watched it yet. I've only seen summaries and comments on that. I can pretty heavily gauge what the video's about. It's about all the shit Valve got wrong with Warpaints, what's broken, how they fucked up. So, we'll see how this guy does, and I watched the first 10 seconds, and this edit is already very good, so we await to see what potential this gentleman has. I'm very excited to watch it with all of you today. Anyways, my previous point that I was talking about is Lucid watched the entirety of Casual TF2's 12-hour Badwater video on stream. They marathon the whole fucking thing, which is nuts. I only was there for a few hours to kind of, you know, just for the introduction that I had work to do. So I unfortunately could not stick around for the whole thing. So yeah, I'd imagine you need a good amount of time to recover from being awake for 12 hours and watching a video nonstop. It's pretty rough. I mean, it wasn't like during the day. He like stayed up overnight and watched the video. So it wasn't like during the day. He was in Japan and it started at 7 a.m. my time. So it was like, what, 11 p.m. their time? And they stayed up overnight, which is nuts. His VOD has been uploaded. It's there, so you can go watch it. So don't worry, it's there. Ratlobber did some lifting. He lifted during the stream. What? That's hilarious. I fucked off and went to the gym because like I had shit to do. It was the middle of the day, so I went to the gym, got some other work done, popped in for a few more minutes afterwards, and they were still going. I figured, you know what? We'll just leave them to their vices and let them have a good time. Yeah. Oh, you mean lifting as in keeping the stream entertaining? Okay, fair. Well, I mean, you gotta remember, these guys were awake at 3 in the fucking morning, so they were probably a little too gassed to keep engaging conversation going. You gotta give them a little bit of credit. A little bit. Yeah, Shork stayed the entire fucking time, too. I can't. I'm too old. I can't stay up all night. Not like I used to. I cannot do an all-nighter anymore. Only out of absolute necessity will I perform an all-nighter, and even then I will fucking die. It sucks. It's brutal. How was the gym? So yeah, I went to the gym too today. My trainer kicked my ass. We did lower body shit. We started with squats, and then we went over to the leg press, and then we did what did we do after that? Shit. Then we did like half deadlifts where you're focusing on one side and then the other. Those were brutal. That was not fun. And oh yeah, split lunges where you do one side at a time. Oh, those kick my fucking ass. They are, it's rough. It's rough out there for people who go to the gym and actually remember to do leg day. And I have no choice because my trainer makes me do it. So you love to see it. 40 degrees Celsius outside today. And before I start the video, we'll do a temperature check because it's fucking sweltering here today. It's brutally hot, and I really didn't feel like I had a really busy morning. I'm like, you know what? Let's do a chill stream today, and we'll watch something that people want me to watch. Currently, in my neck of the woods, it is a balmy 35 degrees centigrade, so that translates into 94 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. Roughly that much. So, awesome. It's great. No, yeah, I know you guys out in the East Coast are having a heat wave right now. That sucks. You know, if you're having 95 degree heat and you live in New York State, I'm sorry, because you guys don't have air conditioning there. That's rough. Trapped between two hurricanes, plenty of rain after 44 degree days. Goddamn. Join stream to see a clip with Warpaint Clown. It's too early for this. Well, you know what? You're right on time. Thank you for the $8.99 New Zealand dollars. It's not real money. It's play money. New Zealand dollars are play money. It's like Monopoly money. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Play the video. Watch the video. Watch the video. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Listen. You're here to watch a video. You can go watch it on your own time. Like, I'm not here to hit the play button for you. We're here to watch it together, and I can provide my commentary. If you just want to watch the video, you can go watch it on your own time. You have your autonomy. You can go do it. Dance for me, monkey man. Dance for me. Dance for me. I want to see it. I want to see it. Do it now. Yes, I want to see it now. Do it now. You can go watch it on your own time. I'm not going to spoon feed you. The title is on your screen. I'm already spoon-feeding you with the title on your screen. Use your fingers and type it into a search bar. It's not that fucking hard. I don't play Battle Cats. I'm a one gotcha man. All right, I'm a one gotcha man. I want new toys. I want new toys now. Give me toys. I want toys. More toys. More toys. I love toys. Toys! Summer update should be soon. I don't know when. It could be this week. I have no fucking idea. At this point, I have no clue. I suspect it's going to be this week. We'll see. But, Actually, no. If it's not this week, then it's definitely going to be the second week of July, because they basically take the entire 4th of July week off, because, it's the holidays on Friday. So it's like, it's Monday. Yeah, we'll take the whole week. That's how Valve operates. There's a holiday. They got like a 1 week buffer before and after a holiday where they just decide to take vacation. We know Valve, the hard workers they are, take a lot of extended vacations. They got Juneteenth. Yeah, they took the whole week off, kind of thing. They just don't work on a holiday week. It's Pink Cookie Day that day too, so I mean, it's basically a holiday as is. Just put Subway Surfers on, tends to distract good. Yeah, could do that. I only placed top of silver this go around of Total Assault. I mean, for the Wakamo Total Assault, it's challenging. That is a challenging one. I always place in gold because I'm too lazy to grind up to insane. So skip ahead. Just skip ahead for the video. Just skip ahead. This is a pre-recorded stream. Didn't you know? Let's deprive Valve devs of their pink cookies. Oh boy. Anyway, I guess we can get started as my blue archive starts in the background so I can get my free money. And we can keep going. Shall we begin? Let me make sure the volume's up. Closed captioning's on.
I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
It's Totally Boned. If you want Totally Boned to be a special feature in future videos, text Totally Boned to 555-10.
This Warpaint just sucks, dude. Like, I said this like 20 times on my stream the other day when I was reviewing the Warpaints. Valve looked at this, right? Valve looked at this, and they said, yeah, that's good content for Team Fortress 2. People will love this. Everyone's favorite fucking Warpaint, Totally Boned. Oh, Lord, hold on. Let me adjust my my window here so it's actually centered. There we go. Yeah, everyone's favorite Warpaint. Yeah, this is an item in-game. It's in the Scream Fortress 10 collection. You can open a case for this right now. Right now. It's all you. All of you. $2.50, and you're opening. I think the case is like $1 now. It went up in price a lot. But that's all you, baby. You can buy it right now. Don't you want it? You asked for this, guys. You voted on this. You guys voted for this, and your votes got this in game. You wanted this. You wanted it. You want it.
07. And if you don't want to see...
Should I call the number? No, I shouldn't. When I don't know. I'm gonna call the number. The number doesn't work. Well, we're gonna find out.
To place a call in this area, you must tell the area code and the...
I wonder if I put my area code in.
completed at this time. Please try again later.
Nope, the number does not exist. Damn. It would have been so... You should have got, like, one of those gag numbers. Is what you should have done. Get one of those gag numbers that actually connects you to something. That would be fucking hilarious.
Totally Boned feature in future videos, text I really, really, really don't like Totally Boned to 555-1007. That's 555-1007.
I like this guy. I'm already loving this video. Errors of comedy. Oh boy.
In 2015, Valve started experimenting with weapon skins in Team Fortress 2.
Yes.
In 2017, they implemented the Warpaint.
Okay, you skipped a lot. I feel like he may do, like, get ready. Just buckle the fuck up, all right? I'm probably gonna say shit that he says later in the video because it seems like we're both knowledgeable about skins, all right? So just get ready. It's gonna happen. So just don't bitch about it when it does, okay? I'm hoping he might go back a little bit and explain what led up to the creation of Warpaints. Maybe he doesn't do this, but I'll play for like 30 seconds, then I'll provide some context.
And then never looked back. Since then, creators have been dealing with the ramifications of Valve's actions. and these range from amusing to utterly frustrating. But before we get into all that, we need to make sure that you know how Warpaints work.
Okay.
First, you take an existing Warpaint to use.
Okay, so he's not going to give the history. All right, so a little bit of backstory. So a lot of you probably don't even know this because we have a lot of people that are newer and fresher to Team Fortress 2. TF2 has weapon skins, like how CS:GO has weapon skins. They were first added in 2015 in the Gunmetal update. And this was Valve experimenting with, okay, can we inject similar monetization schemes inside of Team Fortress 2 because they were so successful in Counter-Strike? That was the initial primary motivation behind doing that, right? And the first wave was received with mixed emotions. Some people liked them. A lot of people just called it out for what it was, and it was Valve just injecting CS:GO into TF2. It was quite literally called the tf2 update. For those of you that were there and remember, it was called the tf2 update. And the first waves of skins, they're relatively charming. I think most of them were pretty good. There were some stinkers in there, but most of them they're pretty solid. They're using a lot of existing textures in the game, so color-wise and texture style-wise, they fit reasonably well in the game. There was also a lot of more unique ones that they specifically made. That aside, fast forward to December of 2015. Right, fast forward to December of 2015, and then you have the Tough Break update that comes out. And they did something a little bit different in the Tough Break update. You had another wave of skins, like how CS:GO has skins, where you have a specific weapon model with a specific texture pattern, also known as a UV skin. We'll probably hit that point multiple times. We'll probably repeat that multiple times. But what they started doing differently in the Tough Break update is they started reusing a lot of the same textures. So, for example, you had multiple weapons using the same textures. So, for instance, you have, say, the coffin nail skins, where you had the rocket launcher, shotgun, flamethrower, grenade launcher, etc., that all use the same texture. So this was Valve experimenting with, like, okay, can we put more content into the game with effectively less work, because they don't have to remake a whole bunch of textures for each individual weapon model, and then they can ship a whole bunch of more skins with marginally less work, right? So they were experimenting with a Warpaint-esque idea much earlier than 2017. And then we have the Dark Ages from 2015 through the Meet Your Match era, right? And then we come up to 2017, which is when Valve added Warpaints, all right? And the difference between a skin, more specifically a decorated weapon, is what these were originally called. Actually, I may as well just start the game so I can show you the difference. It's easier if I just show you the difference. Hang on a second. Let my game boot up here. I know my game does this to my streams whenever I start it, so I just do something stupid like that. So, I just realized my chat's kind of cut off here. Ooh. Slide that back. There we go. But no, yeah. So, the difference being, say you have an original skin. So the American Pastoral rocket launcher was one of the original skins that they put in Team Fortress 2. And these textures were only applied to one specific weapon model. But then you go to a Warpaint, say Anodized Aloha. This is where you unbox a texture pattern like this. So you just get a palette, and then you can choose one of 43 different weapons to apply it on. That's the difference between a decorated weapon and a Warpaint, basically, right? And then we're going to get into the more technical differences as the video goes along. I'm not going to explain all of those. I'm pretty sure the video is going to do that because he's going to go into how Warpaints work. So we'll touch on those specifics as the video goes along. So yeah, this again was basically Valve copying Counter-Strike to see how these kinds of things would work in TF2. You have factory new, min wear, field tested, well worn, battle scarred. It's the same nomenclature. It's the same concepts. You know, if you want to get really technical and really specific, skins and how they function in Team Fortress 2 are much simpler than how they operate in Counter-Strike. Like, TF2 does not have floats. Floats are not a thing in TF2. All it is a layering of multiple textures on top of each other to create the illusion of wear. So, like, you have masking layers that remove the outer texture to reveal the textures underneath. So yeah, there's no float values. You have seeds, right? You have seed values, but they're effectively a random set of orientations of the overlying textures on top of each other. So there's technically an infinite number of skins that can come out of Team Fortress 2. Well, of course, there is a hard cap, because if you do the actual math, it's in the order of, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of unique combinations you can make with these individual textures. But basically an infinite number of combinations you can get. But there are no float values. Oh boy, did I get a case? I got a case, didn't I? Yes, I can gamble! Anyway, let's continue.
As a base, and then you replace its textures with your own. Now you have a new Warpaint that you can upload. Hooray! And there's literally nothing else to it. It really is that simple.
At face value, yes, it is that simple. If you just want to make a really easy entry-level Warpaint, all you have to do is replace the textures on an existing Warpaint, and then you're done. Like, it's a very little amount of, like, the minimum level of entry for making your own Warpaint is, can you make square textures? Not even quality. Can you make a square image? Then you're done. You've effectively made a Warpaint. But of course, a lot more people get more complex with their work, which we'll probably get into.
But with that said though, this simple texture swapping means that creators, like me, have to work around whatever decisions that Valve made 7 goddamn years ago.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm sorry, Bacon Lord 3, goop, but I can't add more wear. I don't even know what that means. And like, yeah,
you don't
I
know.
can try to ask Valve to make a change for me, but there's
They're not gonna do
literally
shit.
nothing stopping them from just ignoring me and putting it into the game without changing.
Which Valve does consistently. They just ignore and most, if not all, requests to do specific things on Warpaints, and oftentimes they improperly implement them or just outright break them. So Valve just really doesn't give a fuck and really hasn't given a shit for a long time. Shocker.
Changing anything. You know, like they did with at least 8 fucking Warpaints already.
It's more than that.
The only guaranteed exception to this is team color. They will actually change a base to be team colored if you request it. Cool.
Do they always do that? I don't know if they always do that. I guess they do.
Anyways, for now, let's just focus on some of the funnier decisions that Valve made, starting with this thing. Now, besides the fact that
I have a feeling I'm going to learn a lot in this video. I have a nagging suspicion that I'm going to learn a lot. I feel like I'm already pretty knowledgeable, but since this is a video coming from someone that actually makes these things from scratch, this is going to be very educational.
it has bad texture mapping compared to its slightly less malformed brother, more on that later.
Both of
Banana
these suck,
Field
by the
has
way.
a very special property known as orientation lock.
Ah, yes. Lovely. Everyone's favorite. As the name implies, this ensures that the texture has no rotation and it's always fixed relative to the weapon model. And a lot of Warpaint creators request that their textures be orientation locked because they use a base that has orientation lock, or they use a base that doesn't have orientation lock and then ask for it. But oftentimes Valve just ignores it and doesn't do shit, and it's a crying shame.
In layman's terms, orientation lock makes it so that a texture always faces a certain direction.
Yes.
So, no matter which weapon you use this on, this texture will always be facing roughly the same direction.
Yes, but the problem is that it don't. The problem is that it don't. You can see it's slightly angled.
For whatever reason, Valve decided it wasn't worth their time to make the orientation consistent between weapons.
Nope.
This means that if we want vertical stripes on a scattergun, we need to have horizontal stripes on a sniper rifle.
Yep. It's so fucking stupid. This I knew, where because oh my god, like the way they did the mapping of the textures, it really is super fucked. So like if you want to go the extra mile and have your textures oriented all the same way on all the weapon models, you have to go in and code that specifically for your skin. And because you have to do some kind of custom coding for your Warpaint, Valve will simply ignore it. Speed 1.5. I need 1.5 speed now. I need my stimulation. I need my dopamine. Faster, faster, faster. I need more video. More video now. More!
Why? It's not like it was mysteriously hidden either. I mean, my god, you can clearly see it.
It's just
Your
so...
only options to circumvent this are either paneling,
Yeah,
or flipping it turnways.
Yes. Or do custom coding, I'd imagine, and that could fix the problem, but then Valve will ignore it.
By the way, this isn't some Mann-appealed exclusive issue. No, this happens with every single orientation locked Warpaint.
Yep.
Macaw mask,
So fucked,
Park
man.
pigmented.
Like, to be fair, you know, it's a detail that most people glaze over. It really is. It is a detail that most people just completely skip over because you're not paying that close attention. Most people don't, anyways.
The works. And yeah, I guess
it looks especially bad on Helldriver. So Helldriver's probably the most egregious example of this. So let me pull this up. Like you'll see just how bad it looks, right? So on the airstrike, oh yeah, that looks pretty fucking good. It's going in a direction that makes sense, right? But then if you go to say the scattergun, where are you? Why is it up and down? Why is it not running along the barrel? What the fuck? What's going on? It looks so bad. Like, and you just can't fix that unless you do some kind of custom coding in order for your textures to face the right direction. So fucking bad, dude. Oh, it is unfortunate, isn't it? I got a fucking spam text. Who the fuck is this? What is okay, what is this area code? I'm curious now. Let's see. Is this even American? It's in fucking California. Who the fuck from California is texting me? Check the tf2 website. See, people are like, telling me to do this and there's gonna be nothing there because it's so funny. Oh, look. What? Okay, this isn't real. This is gonna be like another community update thing. This is new. What the fuck? Man versus machine maps needed. Is Valve gonna actually put more content? Okay, so I think, assuming this is, let's read this first. Okay. 13 years ago, we launched Man vs. Machine, a chilling cautionary tale where an artificial consciousness tried to take all of our jobs. You didn't know it back then, but that was actually a literary device called speculative fiction, where writers, us, accurately predict the future, the present, but then hide it so as to not cause widespread panic. In an effort to keep panic levels low and a purpose of nothing, we'd like to tell you a story. Once upon a time, Man vs. Machine mode in a video game was getting a much-needed update. And so a brave blog poster, what? They're actually working on Man vs. Machine? Excuse me? This is, okay. Cool, but can you fix your fucking matchmaker, please? Like, I feel like MVM was not the thing that needs attention right now. Like, great, good. We're getting more content and more shit for MVM. That's nice. But can you fix the fucking matchmaker so I can play the vanilla game, please? Anyway. For the sake of this panic-reducing speculative fantasy, let's put the fictional deadline at Wednesday, August 27th. If that was the entire story, you'd already be at a low panic level, but vaguely concerned about a looming dystopian future. Mission accomplished, but as is traditional in the genre of speculative blog fiction, there's more. The king of the fictional land— who fucking wrote this? The king of the fictional land where all this happened, ancient Greece. What? Decreed on stone tablets that even though the update was dropping right around the ancient Greek Candy Harvest Festival Halloween, the maps did not need to be Halloween themed, thank God. And in fact, shouldn't be. Thank God. And, like, if they were gonna do like crappy Halloween themed MVM, I would cry. Though some of them could be. The king carved into a third tablet, held in the stone hand of the statue. Oh my God, I want to slap whoever wrote this. Just get, like, this does not have the charm of the old blog post. A primate George Washington, no, it's just a regular George Washington in a dystopian future, yada yada yada. Is this tale simple? Okay, whatever. Deadline Wednesday, August 27th, with a second part arriving right before Halloween. Yes, see paragraph 1. I mean, cool. Cool, I guess. Awesome. We're getting an MVM update, which is kind of that's really out of left field. It's really, really out of left field. So again, I feel like this is the last thing that tf2 needs right now, because most people just want to play the normal game, and the normal game fucking blows because their matchmaker is broken and has been broken for almost a decade. So I hope, because there's going to be a shitload of people going into their game coordinator to use it to play man versus machine, maybe they're going to update their fucking game coordinator so it doesn't suck. I can only hope that they would have to do that in preparation, and they're not just going to do as they always do and copy and paste people's work into the game and then leave it at that. I really hope that's what they do. I really hope they don't just copy and paste people's work into the game. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't let myself get my hopes up, especially after the past decade of Valve's bullshit. I hope this means more good stuff to come. I don't know, man. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous seeing this, because this goes one of two ways. Continuation of the status quo, where Valve copies and pastes people's work and they don't playtest shit, and then this has such high potential for being so broken too, because MVM has a lot more moving parts than your typical map. So if they just copy and paste people's maps into the game, then okay, cool. But if they don't do any reasonable playtesting and they just dump it into the void like they have been for the past 8 years, then shit's gonna be broken. Oh, I don't know. I'm worried, because like they've tried putting in entirely new game modes like Versus Saxon Hail and Zombie Infection, and that shit just broke for like a week or 2 weeks because they didn't test shit. I don't know, man. I would like to be optimistic, but this is Valve we're talking about. This is Valve we're talking about. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do you guys think? I know that's what people are excited, because like, yeah, new content, but I can't help but being a little bit of a negative Nancy. I'm just cautious. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautious about this. I really hope it's good. I hope they pick good maps and not just the same garbage from the same creators over and over again. I really hope they pick maps that are of quality, because that seems to be a problem, is they can't even pick maps of quality. They just throw a dart at a board and go, fuck it, that's good enough. So, I don't know, man. I mean, sure, 13 years too late. And MVM has not had a meaningful update since 2013. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Valve hit a wall, and they realized that they can't put more Halloween maps in the game. I think because of last year's fiasco, they needed to take a different path in order to keep pumping content into the game and keep people spending money on the game. And because there are now too many Halloween maps that actually break the matchmaker, which happened last year for Scream Fortress. You remember, this happened. The matchmaking system just fucking broke, and you could not find a game, and they had to slap some band-aids on there in order to keep it barely shambling along. And so now they realized, uh-oh, we can't throw in 10 more maps for Scream Fortress, because then the problem's only going to get worse. Okay, we now need another avenue for content updates. Let's go back to Man vs. Machine. Because there's only, 7 MVM maps? Okay, great. We can now dump more content into here. The matchmaking system won't have a hard time in MVM because there's not enough bloat in there yet. Probably why they're doing this. Definitely their primary motivation. Because the Halloween update this year is just going to be an MVM update. And we're probably not going to get any Halloween maps. we're going to get MVM maps. That is my guess. We're going to get MVM maps. We're not going to get Halloween maps. Wheezy manifested this. He basically did. Can we use this update to push out the quick play movement? Again, I hope, because they're going to have a lot of people flooding into the matchmaker for Man vs. Machine, and because it's connected to the casual gameplay coordinator, that they might actually push out some kind of matchmaking improvements, a la bringing back quick play in some capacity. I mean, that would be great, but I don't know, man. Invest in your MVM tickets now. Invest in your MVM tickets now. I can't wait for gimmick maps with tiny Krampuses instead of robots. No, I mean, that's also what I expect. I expect shit like that instead of people using robots. Okay, so like the potato.tf MVM maps are pretty cool because they explore a lot of what you can do with making special robots and different kinds of robots. And that is just a whole bunch of shit that's not in the vanilla game. So I feel like that needs to be exhausted first before map makers start resorting to like goofy mini Saxton Hales or like goofy Santa Clauses or like robot pumpkin men bumbling around the map. Like they have to exhaust the practically inexhaustible number of item and weapon and class combinations you can make for MVM waves, right? They have to exhaust that first. And there are so many unique combinations that you can make for individual waves that like I feel like you'd have to really try to exhaust that number of options. But also, people could also just take the lazy route. We're going to get a reskin. We're going to get a reskin of an existing MVM map. Watch. We're going to get a fucking Halloween or Christmas reskin of a fucking existing MVM map. Watch. We already have one. We have one for what? Zombie Infection? We're going to get another one. We're going to get another Halloween reskin of an MVM map. Guaranteed. I don't think they're going to add new drops because new drops is work that new drops is extra work that Valve would have to perform. They're not going to do that. This is going to be another bare minimum update like every Scream Fortress update is, except it's going to be a copy and paste job of community MVM maps. And it's probably going to be really fucking broken. That's my guess. I hope I'm wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong. I pray to God they pick maps that are of quality and actually look good and play good. Maybe they add some new drops. That would be nice. Like, hey, can you add like an Aussie pistol or a shotgun? That would be cool. Weapons people actually use, like maybe a revolver for the spy instead of the ambassador for some reason. That would be nice. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, maybe Strangifiers for Jungle Inferno weapons, but then we're already asking for too much. Probably gonna be a copy and paste job. I mean, this could even indicate that we might even we're not gonna get a summer update this year. It's just gonna be one MVM update. Fuck it, no summer update this year. Only MVM for Halloween, and that's it. And then like, what are they gonna do for Christmas? More MVM maps? Is it just gonna be MVM updates now? I can't see them adding more maps into the vanilla rotation because last year there were 167 maps in the rotation during Scream Fortress. 167. That's not sustainable. That is not sustainable unless you break the matchmaking system. They can't keep that up, and that's why they're doing this update, because now they're redirecting that traffic into MVM and not spreading the already small player base too thin. I am also amazed that people still defend the insane level of bloat in TF2 with the maps. Seriously, it's like, it really is indefensible. Like, quality of the maps aside, no other fucking game on the market has as many maps as we do. Like, you can't get away with that. And the only reason why Valve can get away with it for Team Fortress 2 is because all of our bars are set so low that we'll take anything we can get, or a lot of people will take anything that we can get. Yeah, 167 maps is fine. What are you talking about? It's like, no, it's not. It actually hurts the game. It spreads players far too thin across too many maps in a player base that's already no larger than 50,000 people on any given day, and that's being generous. It's like, it's not sustainable. It should not continue. And again, they're doing this so they can. That's why they're doing this MVM update. I just we had enough training against bots for about 5 years. I think they're gonna put us on a big test. Put us on a big test to see if our robot killing strategies are good. Yeah, we had the bot crisis that prepared us for this. That isn't that so funny too? And it's such an odd twist of fate where like it was a massive running gag where TF2 became MVM because we were fighting bots for so many years, and then oh, lo and behold, we're getting a fucking MVM update. I hope and pray that everyone curbs their expectations. I hope and pray that everyone doesn't blow this up into the next summer update hype wave that was received back in 2023. You know, have reserved expectations, hope for the best, but I genuinely would not expect more than the bare minimum that Valve has been doing for the past, 8 years. I would not expect more than that. I would not expect more than a copy and paste job. And if they do more than that, that's fantastic. I hope they do, but I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. Holiday-sized NVM updates now. That's going to be the foreseeable future is holiday-sized NVM updates. Yep, that's probably how things going to go now. Oh boy. I have no expectations for people who are lazy and let everyone down 24/7 despite doing the bare minimum at best. Vis-a-vis Valve, vis-a-vis Ubisoft, vis-a-vis Bethesda. No, yeah, again, given how Valve has treated this game for so long, I can't expect anything beyond what they've been doing for so long. So time will tell. At the very least, this mission has the potential to be more interesting than the most in-game. I mean, variety is good for NVM considering we've all been playing the same 7 maps for a decade. So how many more maps are they going to put in? 20? 10? 5? We'll see. Are they going to offer Australians on these? Can you pay for them? Like, are they going to require Tour of Duty tickets too? Like, can you do a Tour of Duty and get an Australian from these? Are they going to plug that in? Because if that's the case, the Australian market is going to fucking tank. Because you're going to have a lot more people playing MVM and the Aussie market's going to get flooded. So, sell your shit now. Sell your shit now. Get ready. Sell your fucking Aussies now because they're going to tank in price. Now we need 167 maps. Yeah, no, we don't. We don't need 167 MVM maps. Get your Aussies cheap. Dude, I get to afford an Aussie Islander for way cheaper than it goes for now. Small video about this in the main channel. Probably not in the main channel. I'll probably clip this. I'll clip this VOD and then throw it on the second channel. I really don't need to make a standalone video for this. I think my comments are good enough. We're still getting a summer update since they picked the items and maps already. I mean, yeah, of course we're still getting a summer update. They did pick the stuff. So just a matter of when that's going to happen. So we'll see. Added 49 new MVM missions. Yeah, that's going to be interesting too. Like what are they going to do? Seriously, like this UI, we're just going to have a big list. Like there's a lot of room to grow. There's going to be a big list all the way down here. So we'll see how many they add. If I could add an Australian weapon of any kind, I mean shotgun, pistol, multi-class. The multi-class weapons should have already been Australians to begin with. A revolver for spy would be cool. An Aussie revolver would be nice. I don't know. Again, I just cannot see them adding new item drops. I really can't. I don't see it. I really don't. I think Valve's just gonna do the bare minimum. Valve has not added a unique item since 2017 that was made by them. If they do that, I will eat my fucking shoe. If Valve goes out of their way and puts in a new unique item of any kind, a new Australium, some kind of new item drop, I will eat my fucking shoe. Better yet, I'll eat this can that I have on my desk. I'll eat this exact can live on stream if they put a fucking unique item in the game. I bet you they won't. Thoughts on Anchor's Seas Yard project update thingamajig? I have given my thoughts many a time on the offshore project. We'll see what Valve picks. I hope they pick reasonably decent content. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I hope and pray for improvements beyond copy and paste job of content, but again, I don't think that's gonna happen. We will see. This is not some community project shit. No, this is an actual thing. It's not. This is an official request from Valve. This is an official request from Valve that we are gonna get a Man vs. Machine update. Eat a mustard cupcake instead of your shoe. No, I'm not doing that. I'll put mustard in the shoe. Would you farm these maps for a strange Dragon's Fury drop? That would be really shitty. If that was the only way you could get a strange Dragon's Fury was if they put it as an MVM reward. I would just wait for someone to do it for me and then buy one. I don't think I would grind MVM for a chance to get a strange Dragon's Fury. That's just horseshit. Australian cosmetics? Fuck no. God, that'd be awful. Like an Australian fucking gibbous? Oh my god. I mean, Valve would probably do that. That would not surprise me. It's like a shitty gold gibbous. I hope not. Oh boy. Australian train of thought. Oh my god, could you imagine that shit? They would have to make an Aussie version of one of their own hats. They wouldn't be able to take a community-made one, because then they would have to pay the creator somehow. Can't see it happening. With how insane custom MVM gets, sometimes they're going to have to make a new difficulty. I mean, maybe. It is going to be interesting to see how they grade the difficulty of community-made MVM maps. Are they even going to bother? Are they even going to bother attempting to sort community-made MVM maps into difficulty categories? I have a nagging suspicion all they're going to do is they're just going to make a new tab that's just going to be community, right? It's just going to be community underneath the Valve-made ones, and there's not going to be any difficulty. The difficulty is just going to say community. Watch. It's just going to say community. Wouldn't that be shit if it just says community and not an actual difficulty level? Difficulty? Whatever y'all did, fuck it, have fun. Thing is, then again, I feel like they wouldn't be able to get away with that if they're going to monetize it. Right? If they're going to monetize it, if they're going to have item drops that you have to pay for, I feel like they would have to put a difficulty rating, otherwise people will get mad. Alternatively, they may not even put this shit. They just might not put it in Man Up. It might just all get dumped into boot camp. Seriously, it might just all get dumped into boot camp and they'll just leave it there. I don't know. Like, are they going to change the UI at all? That'll be a big deal. A UI change after fucking 10 years? Awesome. If there's a community difficulty, I'll donate $100. Shake my hand. You know how generous I am. All right, I'll hold you to that. If the difficulty just says community, I will hold you to that. Oh my god. Maybe now you can get Warpaints and MVM. I mean, again, I really can't see them doing unique item drops. I think they're just going to recycle what we already have. We're going to get more kill streak kits. We're going to get more we're just going to get more bot killers. The bot killers people already hate. We're just going to get more of those. Like, those are going to be the rewards, and like maybe the Australiums for the most difficult of the waves, right? Like, again, if they do difficulty ratings, the rewards are probably gonna be the same. Like, we're just gonna get the same crappy bot killers and then Aussies at the higher difficulties. I guarantee you that's gonna happen too. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh, this is a really good opportunity for Valve to do unique item drops, because that's going to be almost expected if they do this. Like, it's going to be almost expected if they do that shit by expanding it in any capacity, but I just cannot see them doing it. I really can't. We might get medals as a reward. No one wants a fucking medal. Who the fuck wants a medal? They want like a gold gun. Valve set the bar at gold guns. Like, people are gonna try to play for gold guns and kill streak kits. And not even then, people don't even give a shit about kill streak kits. They want the gold gun. That's why they play. Why do you think 2 shitties and the other expert missions are the most popular? Because you can get the gold guns. An Aussie bot killer? What's the point? It's just redundant. 3 years from now, make an excuse of how PvE players ruin TF2. I mean, at least the PvE game mode is completely isolated and has no impact on the vanilla game at all. And because now that we have like custom VScript, people can even inject their own specific balancing into their own maps, so have at it. It's not in the vanilla game, so... It's not going to get play tested at all. I mean, I expect not. I suspect not, no. Ooh, we can only hope. So many people will ban the gas passer. I don't think Valve is going to allow a weapon ban in one of their official game modes. I think, especially because it's something you buy or you trade for or you purchase. I think that's something else I didn't even consider, is that another big reason why Valve did not want to have weapon bans in their official competitive mode is because a lot of people bought those weapons, right? Oh, I bought this Thompson for $5. What do you mean I can't use this in the game? Why'd they turn this off? That's bullshit. That would make people really mad. Really mad. That's probably another big reason why they would never, ever ban weapons in any of their official game modes. What do you mean? I just installed this game and spent $10 on a Frontier Justice? What do you mean I can't use this in competitive mode? That would piss a lot of people off. So that's why Valve never did it. Would this be the best update in TF2 if Valve quietly reverted back to quick play? I mean, it wouldn't be the best update. It would just be what TF2 needed since 2016. It's just reverting it back to how it used to function. What if they add in Pamp skins in their own case for MVM tours? I can't see Warpaints being a reward. Again, I can't see any kind of new unique rewards for MVM. It'd be cool if they did something like that, but I just can't see it. We should get bot killer stat that tracks killed bots in casual. Yeah, that'd be funny. No, bootcamp no longer puts you in community servers. Valve quietly removed that some updates ago. Recently, they removed that. So, no, boot camp no longer puts you in community servers, which is pretty sad. That was like I was talking about that with Wheezy the other day. It's like he said that was the last remnant of quick play that was still in the game, and then Valve just quietly turned that off. It's like, okay, cool. Like, that shows their intention. Like, I can't see them. I mean, I understand why they do it, because they want to normalize the experience, and they could at least give people the option to incorporate a community server into their search as well, like the game used to function. But, you know, Valve being Valve, I can't see him doing that. We can only hope. Vividly remember weeks before Quick Play got removed, there were actual matches and parties because TC Hydro got to live again. I missed that time. I mean, yeah, because it was easy to find any game mode, any map, what have you, and it was a big deal. Yeah, Quick Play was shocker good and a lot better than the fucking matchmaking system we have now. Like, there is no serious defense of how casual mode functions now. There is none. Like, it's fucking indefensible. Like, Mega Scatterbomb did a survey about quick play and casual mode, and we reviewed it on his stream the other day. And out of the 3,200 is a good sample size, 3,200 people that took the survey, less than 2% of survey takers said that casual mode is good as is. 98% either are indifferent, or the overwhelming majority of that 98% think that casual mode needs to be changed. 98%. The more important figure is the less than 2%. Less than 2% of players are okay with casual mode as is. Less than 2% of people are content with the game as is. Casual mode. That is hilarious. An MVM Hydro map? I don't think that's a good idea. About the medals, my idea is that they would make medals for free missions so more people can access the update and add Aussie for paid tours. I mean, I guess, maybe, but yeah, it was 3,200 responses. 3,200 responses, which is a pretty good sample size. It's a sample size of about, 10% of daily active players. Daily active unique players is probably a bit higher than that, but, Back to reacting, Monkey Man. Do as I please. Please, watch the video. Watch it. No, this is a big deal. We're talking about this now. What happened? This happened. Did I hear that Golden Pans will now have a 1-week trade cooldown upon acquisition? I never heard that. That is complete and total raw news to me. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the quality control is going to be for the maps that Valve decides to add. I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'll get back to the video. I'm going to get some more coffee. There's not much else that needs to be said here, so I'm going to get back to the video. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get coffee, and we will continue. Give me just a moment. Also, I need to adjust my fan. It's not even, like, blowing on me. Okay, we are back. Wouldn't it be funny that if the whole TF file tree stuff that was found in Deadlock or whatever, or like whatever those files were, what if that was just all this MVM shit that Valve's doing? Like, what if that's what this is related to? Is an MVM update? That would be so sad. That's all this is. Here, I feel like I need to put this on the stream now. Give me a second. I need to do like a text source. What has just happened? Come back. I feel like this just needs to be on the screen now because people are gonna keep saying it. Like we saw the blog post. We'll put this up here. We'll put this up here. I'll crop the upper part of the video screen because we don't need that. Like we saw the blog post. We saw it. Anyway, shall we continue? I feel like with that detour, we're probably not gonna get through the whole video today, but we'll get through as much as we can. Let's keep going.
Waxed is here too, but only sometimes. Certain weapons have this leather texture orientation locked, but not all of them. Only some of them.
Just why?
Clearly,
okay, see, I didn't even know that.
Effort was put into making sure that
I didn't even know that Saxwax Warpaint orientation lock was that fucked.
every
I had no idea.
Warpaint was as close to perfect as humanly possible. In
Am I satisfied with my new job? Yes.
fact, I've been inspired to put a lot of effort into this segue. You know how some skins shine differently?
Oh, now the tf2 Twitter account posted? Hold on, I mean, it's just gonna be that they had a blog post. I mean, it's all it's gonna say. Like, oh yeah, there it is. It's just this. That's all it is. Nothing special. It's just the account saying that they posted a blog post.
Kind of like their metal. I love those kinds of skins. I like a lot of them.
Yeah, and they're
it's
fucking
just
cool.
kind of a shame that there aren't any old school skins for my favorite weapon. You know which one I'm talking about. You've seen me use it
Yes, I saw the blog post.
all the time.
The SDK's here.
The initials are BB. It's really good on bad water. That's right. It's the bizarre bargain. Well, on the bright side, we still have metallic war paints that I can apply to it. I can't
That
wait to see
mostly
how
suck.
Macomb Masked looks on it.
Looks like shit.
It has to be some kind of joke. Sure.
So, like, what he's pointing out here is that there are a shitload of inconsistencies. There are so many inconsistencies with the Warpaint's application. And the reason for that is I feel like Valve was trying to pull something out of their ass. They were trying to pull something out of their ass for Jungle Inferno to make it more engaging and exciting for people, and of course to have them spend more money. And they really didn't want to do a lot more work to make like another wave of skins. So they wanted to create something of a modular system that people could very easily make skins for, because there was already a demand to make skins, and people were asking for these things. But it's not very easy. It's not a very simple modular copy and paste system. If you had skins that are like UV mapped onto a specific weapon model, right? I mean, it probably could be made into a copy and paste system. It could be just done as easily, but Valve just wanted the easiest way out. Like, okay, here we have this Warpaint system where people can have a skin on almost all weapons in the game, and it's very easy cut paste into a file tree, and that's done. And then Valve kind of rushed this out, and because it was rushed, especially after Meet Your Match, it's just loaded with issues and mistakes. I'm concerned with your language earlier. There is no improvements to casual, is only reverting to quick play. These two things are the same thing, and people need to get this through their head. The whole bring back quick play, improving casual mode is the exact same thing. Because the only way to improve casual mode is by making it function like quick play. But the problem is that you can't just revert it and just call it quick play now. That's going to create a shitload of friction in the player base. The best way to do it is you can still call it casual mode. It doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it fucking compressed air. You can call it, like, I don't know. You can call it Shitstorm Burger Fest. The name doesn't matter. The functionality matters. And making it function more like quick play is the solution. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. And this really annoying, cutting of hairs with the language it's getting annoying, because we all want the same thing. We all want the game to play better. And we can call it whatever the fuck you want. You improve casual mode by making it behave like quick play. Whatever the fuck, right? Doesn't matter. And like, you can't say bring back quick play because we have half the player base that does not know what that is. Or never experienced it. And you can't just thrust that in their face and go, look, this is good, this is great. and then expect them to go like, oh yeah, right. They'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? You have to ship it to them in such a way where they look at it and go, oh yeah, this is a problem in casual mode. Oh look, the solution, which just happens to be from quick play. That's it. It's like sticking the pill in the piece of cheese and then feeding it to the dog. Anyway.
Clearly, this is a macaw masked bug. What about Yeti coated? Okay, fun joke's over. Here's your punchline. Saccharine, striped, and elfin enamel are completely fucked on the Bizarre Bargain. Show it.
It's so funny. Like we're getting little extra details of how many flaws and fuck ups there are with skins. It's great.
The entire texture for it within the scope. Why does this happen?
What? I never knew this.
It has to be some kind of...
I never used the Bizarre Bargain, so I never knew this. That can't be real. There's no way.
Okay, fun joke's over. Here's your punchline. Saccharine, striped, and elfin enamel are completely fucked on the Bizarre Bargain, showing the entire texture.
There's no way it actually does that. Hold on. I'm retarded. I can't find the right... I have a mod. Hold on. I have a mod that fixes Warpaints, so that's why you can't see it. Did they fix it? I mean, well, if they recently fixed it, that means it was this way for a very long time. That means they fixed it for the first time in years. So it was like this for years, which is hilarious.
Why does this happen? Couldn't tell ya. But that's why most of these metallic skins aren't metallic on the Bizarre Bargain. Hi, me from the future here. Just wanted to quickly mention that Valve randomly fixed the
there you go. It's like
Bizarre
this is a random fucking patch too. Okay, there you go. He acknowledges it. There we go.
The metallic sheen, making it consistent with how other metallic Warpaints work. For some reason, they did this instead of, you know, fixing the bug itself. Also, for some reason, they left the saccharine stripe Bizarre Bargain completely unchanged. Well,
oh
whatever.
wait, so is it still on saccharine? Hold on. Yep, there it is. No way! Oh, that's so bad. I never knew this. That's so shit. Wow, I never knew that. That is hilarious. The whole fucking texture is there. No way. They didn't fix the fucking bug. They just did it for that one fucking Warpaint. Excuse me? Valve? What the fuck? That's great. Holy shit. Is Gobi glazed that way too? No way. I'm learning so much from this video. It's the same on Gobi glazed too. No way. Oh, this game is so fucked. This game is so fucked, dude. Oh, shit. How do you fuck that up? Seriously, I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to fix or avoid. How? How did it get like that in the first place? Jesus, man.
Goodbye. Oh, and before I forget, I'd like you
There's
to meet
more?
Necromanced. It's a community-made Warpaint based on Yeti coded, but Valve Software graciously allowed it to be added to the game with custom wear. How kind of them. The catch is that it is a custom wear.
A.
Singular. So the same wear textures used
Guys, thank you for the $2, but I saw the blog post.
all throughout the weapon model. Okay, fine, minor limitation. But wait, there's more. Not only do you get one wear texture, but it's also scaled up to be massive.
Oh, no wonder it looks like shit.
And as a result, it's really hard to make a wear texture for Necromets.
No wonder it looks like shit. Okay, I didn't know that.
Ask me how I know this.
But I'm not done yet.
On top of all of this, the wear texture never moves. It is completely static.
I had no clue. Granted, I think Necromance is a fucking awful warpaint. So let's go to, like, say, a larger weapon model, black box, bring down the wear a bunch. Hold on, where's a gun that, like, shows more wear? Panic Attack shows a lot. Please show it well. Airstrike. Yep, that checks out. The texture does not move, even though it's supposed to. You love to see it. $2 more, or two more currency, thank you.
And so you have one wear texture all throughout. It's been blown up and shitified like a meme that's been circulating since 2012. And
This guy's editing is great, by the way. My god.
And do you want to know something funny? Despite all of those little issues, Necromanced is still one of the best bases to use.
Yeah, because it has easily swapped out custom wear, and first of 3 pages that is explicitly that base.
And we've got Tiger Buffed. Did you know that Tiger Buffed is another one of those self-illuminating war paints? But for some reason, it only happens on the grenade launcher and loose cannon. You want to?
I'm learning so much today. Why? Is there an explanation for this? So yeah, okay, let's buff that up to factory new. So, dull. And then we go to the grenade launcher. Oh yeah.
Know what happens on all of them, though? A massive gradient fuck up that you have to
this I knew
if you ever
about.
try making a paint with
this
this
I knew about.
godforsaken piece of shit. See, gradient textures control what color the fur and the wood are.
Context.
And it should be pulling colors from the entire texture. Instead, it just pulls from this top left corner. What the fuck, Valve? But don't worry.
So technically black should be much more rare than it actually is.
Valve isn't the type of company to fuck this up only once.
Nope,
they
did it for a bunch.
Twice. That's why pink seats on Automark 2 are so rare. I sure hope this didn't happen a third time. Oh, thank God. Alright, but what
No, yeah, and just to show you the autumns, because it's super easy to get to pull a pink pattern. So, shotgun, boom, there you go. There it is. Like, one click and you get pink. And then you go to Autumn Mark II, put it on the shotgun. There it was. Okay, we got one, but I clicked too fast. Wait for another one. Eventually. Come on. Okay, there. Okay. It took that long to get another one there, so there we go. 2. Just, yeah, they royally fucked Autumn Mark II. It would have been a much better skin, but they fucked the gradient. Lovely.
Got a better Warpaint. One that, at a quick glance at least, seems like it might be interesting to use.
Oh boy,
something
which one?
Like Ironwood Mark II, perhaps.
I like Ironwood Mark II. What's wrong with it? Educate me. I know nothing wrong about Ironwood.
Pretty solid. I like it. Ah, but this was all a trick. I deceived you. For whatever reason, the primary and tertiary textures on the minigun are the reverse of where you'd expect them to be. And while this is basically unnoticeable on the actual skin itself, it makes creating custom war paints with Ironwood Mark II just a little bit more annoying. And you know what? While we're at
this entire I've known for a long time that the Warpaint system is fucked, but there are so many little nuances and fuck ups with it. It blows me away that like there's a mod that fixes a lot of these things, not all of them, but a lot of things. But I didn't realize it ran this deep. This is a really comprehensive video so far of all the shit broken with Warpaints. Warhot Grenade Launcher also has the metallic shader. It's just really subtle. You can only see it in shade and dark areas and inspecting it. Yes.
At it. What's the deal with the coffin nail stripe on this thing? I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks nice here, and I like the coffin nail weapons. It's just...
What's the problem?
Why is it literally the exact same stripe?
Is it the same color?
You can ask the same question about Night Owl Mark II.
I'm confused.
All this stripe does is divide the ammo carrier into 2 pieces for no reason.
Oh, that's what you mean.
I
thought you meant the one on the barrel. The barrel one's nice. I didn't know what you meant by that one.
It doesn't separate 2 textures. It does
it's just a line that runs. I don't know. I don't think that looks bad per se, but I think it's okay. But whatever.
What the fuck were they thinking?
And all of this made me wonder.
I think that's fine.
Aren't there other cases of coffee?
There it is. There it is. Everyone's favorite hat. There's the fucking cone, baby. Oh, you love. He dyed it flesh color. Oh my god, he dyed it flesh. You love to see it.
Vanilla stripes just kind of smashed onto Warpaints without any rhyme or reason?
You better believe it.
The Night Owl Mark II rocket launcher,
This
Night Owl
fucking
Mark
editing
II
is
sticky
great.
bomb launcher, Carpet Bomber Mark II rocket launcher, Freedom Wrapped rocket launcher, Quack Canvas shotgun, Bankroll shotgun, and the Backwoods boomstick
I
Mark II.
never noticed that. What? So there's the normal backwoods boomstick. Mark II. They're there! Oh my god, I never noticed that. Yeah, the coffin nail stripes are there. What the fuck? It's so broken! Why? Well, I know why, because they assigned the wrong mapping to it. So,
Shotgun
I am learning
all have
so much
stripes
today.
that are identical to the stripes seen on the coffin nail versions of these weapons. And in a similar boat, the Park Pigmented minigun has the same stripe as the top shelf minigun, and the Night Owl Mark II grenade
I mean, I think it looks good, but
launcher has the same stripes as its top shelf counterpart.
I think it looks good, but
And then the Bamboo Brush
understandable.
grenade launcher has the same pattern of textures as the Butcherbird grenade launcher.
oh yeah, you're right.
And you know what? I probably missed some.
Yeah, you probably
The
did.
point is, these decisions were made haphazardly with no regard for how they actually
No, yeah, they rushed. I mean, this is just all indicating the same thing, is that Valve rushed this out for Jungle Inferno, much like the rest of the update was rushed out in order to give the people something, because they guaranteed that there was going to be a Pyro update. They had to deliver, and deliver they did, but was it good? Yeah, debatable.
Look, even on the skins that these Warpaint bases were made for. Sometimes it worked alright, but other times it turned out like shit.
I don't know. I'm not particularly bothered by the one on the minigun, but I can
And as a
understand why
fun
you would
little
be.
bonus,
I can
the
understand
sticker
it.
placement on the Park Pigmented Medigun is identical to the sticker placement on
Yeah?
the High Rollers Medigun.
Which is
You
fine.
can tell because they're both slightly off-center.
Oh, you should never have said that. Oh my god, now I can't use these skins anymore. I can't use it. These skins are fucking ruined now. They're fucking ruined for me. That's not centered. I can't use these skins. Fuck you, guy. Hamburger, you piece of shit. Now I can't use these fucking weapons anymore. God damn it. Fuck. And the High Rollers minigun is like my favorite skin in the game next to the top shelf minigun, and I can't use it anymore.
And speaking of Park Pigmented and stickers, did you know that these yellow stripes are stickers? But only sometimes.
Why?
The placement of these stickers is stupidly inconsistent, and as a result, some creative ideas are shot down.
Wait, they're separate textures entirely? What? I had no clue. What?
Because, for example, the stripe sticker on the sniper rifle is on the butt instead of the tip of the barrel. And what the fuck is wrong with the pistol sticker? Actually, you know what? No.
What? This is fucked, man. There's just so much shit.
Scratch that. Valve, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you
I mean, laziness, obviously. Just sheer laziness.
keep making
And just rushing the update out when they put this in the game. Clearly, I mean, that is the reason.
these weird decisions?
They're not weird decisions. They were just rushed decisions. Like, they weren't intentional. They just wanted to make it work. They wanted something working that they could shove out so people could spend money on it. That's why.
It's-
Like, let us not forget, guys. Like, let us not forget, Jungle Inferno was not a polished update. Like, let us not forget that Jungle Inferno wasn't this amazing, pristine, nothing wrong. It was fucking bumpy for a couple of weeks. And people forget about that. Jungle Inferno is not all smooth sailing, and Warpaints was just another little element of that was they just did never fuck with, right? You know, like, for example, one of the few things they went back and fixed is you could get Dragon Slayer skins with higher wear. They would sometimes not drop in factory new, and they fixed that in like a day or 2 or 3 days, something like that. So, like, higher wear Dragon's Fury skins are actually very expensive and very rare. So, for instance, my this battle scarred one, like, these are ultra rare, but they never like removed them. So, very expensive now.
Speaking of what the fuck is wrong with you, here's the Nutcracker Mark II Crusader's crossbow. Why is there a sticker here?
Yep, that's something I've always noticed. I've always wondered why it's there.
It's clearly wrong. It's clearly an error. It only serves to make it look worse. And yet, Valve has decided that it is here to stay.
Yeah, because they rushed it. I mean, you know why. Oh, I have a spam call. Let's answer it. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
This is Riley for the Police Officer Support Committee pack, switching to pre-recorded audio. Hang on, okay?
What? That's a new one.
It cannot be undone.
What if someone likes it like this?
Yep, that is the excuse. Like that is the excuse that Eric Smith gave.
Undone.
What if someone likes it?
That is an email direct from Eric Smith, and this was in regards to the paint regions, right? So when it came to paint regions on cosmetics that actually harm team recognition, the creator of, was it the Water Waiters, I think, they reached out to Valve and said, hey, we can fix this, we can change this. And then Eric's like, nah, people might like it like that. So they'll probably never go back and fix these things. It's amazing they went and fixed the bizarre bargain at all, because what if you actually liked the entire texture inside of the scope?
Like this.
Yeah, and what if I take these weird Yeti-coded stickers and shove...
I didn't even know Yeti Coded had a sticker. What?
to stay? It cannot be undone.
What if someone likes it like
Was that a
this?
lie? Was I just gaslit there?
And what if I take these weird Yeti-coded
Was I gaslit? I didn't even... Hold on. This is not real. I never knew this either. Hang on. It was the medigun and the grenade launcher, right? I don't believe you. I never knew this! I never knew this shit! What? Excuse me? This is so new! What? I keep my fucking, my tabs keep crashing because fuck Brave. But I never knew Yeti Coded had these fucking stickers. What are they doing here? Excuse me, like Valve made this one. This is a Valve made skin. So they put that there for whatever reason. I had no idea. This is, oh my god.
stickers and shove...
Well,
This is a great video so far. This guy's editing is phenomenal.
these things just relegated to these specific war paints?
Nope,
Surely
there's a lot
not
more.
every war paint base has some kind of annoying fucking
Most
issue.
do. Most do, if not all of them.
Thanks for the introduction, annoying straw man. Now, as for your hypothesis, let's talk about texture scaling.
Yes, we love random scaling. We love the random scaling, and sometimes not even random scaling, just like fucked up scaling where textures are too small or too big and make a weapon look like shit. Make it look like shit, and there's nothing you can do about it except send Valve like a list of values like, hey, implement these values for each individual weapon, and they'll just go, nah, fuck you. We're throwing it in the game as is. Speaking from experience, because I had to fucking do that for a Warpaint I helped make.
Now, I touched on it a little bit with Necromanced, but to be honest, texture scaling is kind of an issue with literally every single
Yes.
Warpaint base.
Yes.
For example, if I want to make this texture on Macabre Web Mark II intricate, I'm going to end up having a horrible fucking time, as the texture will be scaled to an obnoxious degree. Or how about this? Let's
And you can ask Valve to change the scale value, but are they gonna do that? Nah.
finally look at Pina Polished. And let's also ignore the fact that there are PNGs of toy grenades on the exterior texture for some reason.
Yep, they're just there, and that's because that texture was meant to be scaled up more, and it wasn't. This was absolutely meant to be scaled up to be larger so you can see these small details, but Valve fucked up their own skin.
If you try making almost any kind of texture to replace it, you're also going to have a horrible fucking time. And for those of you keeping track at home,
Editing gives me Death of an Art style vibes, yeah, very much
this
so.
means that every single unique Warpaint base with a custom wear also has some kind of stupid fucking issue. Anyways, don't take me singling these paints out as anything but me giving some examples. This is an issue with every single Warpaint base. Some are just worse than others.
Yep.
Why is this
So
such an
like
issue?
when you're making a texture you need to choose your base first before you start doing your work, because that means your texture work is not going to be transferable over to another skin because the scaling will make it look worse. Typically, you'd have to start with a base and then go from there. And if you want to change bases, which is something I recommend people do sometimes, it doubles your work. It sucks.
Issue? Well, if a texture gets scaled too small by a Warpaint base, it very apparently repeats a bunch.
It looks
if it
like
gets
shit.
scaled too big, it becomes shittier and blurrier.
Yep.
And that's not even getting into the Warpaint bases that have random scaling. With that said, you can ask Valve to change texture scaling should they implement your Warpaint into the game.
They don't.
That comes with its own caveats that we'll touch on just a little bit later.
And they just don't. Or they do and fuck it up.
But for now, let's say that you're a creator and you find a Warpaint base that doesn't have the worst texture scaling known to man. Or you've successfully managed to ask Valve for the smallest amount of extra effort. Now you have to deal with the other fundamental issue that all Warpaint bases suffer from. Texture mapping. Oh, you don't like where the textures are placed on this grenade launcher?
Well, sorry. Yeah, well, fuck you. Now you have to do your own custom coding and have your textures go where you want them to.
Oh, fuck you. Live with it or choose a different base.
Yep.
And honest to God, what is with Warpaints on the shotgun and scattergun doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, even Damascus and Mahogany can't escape from this shit. And it isn't even just a matter
The textures need to be swapped because why is the wood where it is?
of a single weapon looks bad with this Warpaint base. Sometimes a texture
Ultimately, you don't have a choice. Like, you can only make a skin look as good as possible on as many weapons as possible. You're at the mercy of whatever base you use. And then if you want to go the extra mile of doing custom coding to have your textures go where you want them to, Valve's just never going to put that shit in the game because that means extra work. So if you put extra effort to make your work good and of quality, Valve will intentionally ignore it because it's extra work for them. They don't care. It's so fucked. They don't pick based on quality, they pick based on ease of implementation. It's great.
takes up a
So
shitload
great.
of real estate. Or sometimes Valve gets confused about which texture they want to be the shooty bit versus which one they want to be the holdy bit. I genuinely don't know what the fuck they were thinking with some of these. Oh, and Freedom Wrapped here even has scaling issues on top of
Shocker.
everything else I've already mentioned about it.
No, yeah, and that's why I have heavy reservations about the Man versus Machine update, is because they will take the path of least resistance. They will take the path of least resistance and do the easiest amendment and the easiest thing possible.
But I would be sorely mistaken to not at least mention the king of dogshit texture mapping, Dead Reckoner Mark
Yes, it's so bad.
II.
Oh, this Warpaint is so fucking ugly. It's so ugly. Why did they give so much real estate to the white? The original Dead Reckoner, the original Dead fucking Reckoner did not have that. Look at this. Compare right now. Here's the original Dead Reckoner, where only small details were white. The sight, the hammer, the trigger, only those little details were white. But then when you go over to the fucking Mark II, there's so much more white, and it looks like shit. It looks terrible. Let's go look at the revolver. I fucking, what is this? Why is this white? It's just so fucking bad. Like this is meant to be mostly black with a little bit of white, and they royally fucked this one up so much. Oh, it's so bad.
I'll admit that it's serviceable for a 2-texture Warpaint.
No, you're being far too generous with this one, man. The Dead Reckoner Mark II is hideous. It's not even serviceable. It's nasty.
But on other weapons, it is genuinely the closest thing we have to a 1-texture Warpaint.
Yeah, like this is pretty close.
And
Pretty close to how it kind of looked on the fucking revolver.
for all of you Warpaint creators out there, or even aspiring Warpaint creators, I fucking dare you to make a good Warpaint using Dead Reckoner Mark II as a base. Not just okay, but good on a majority of weapons.
You're not gonna get.
I
No, that's not gonna happen.
legitimately don't think it can be done. Anyways, it's these basic fundamental things
Look at the fucking fuzziness of the feather.
that bother me the most about Warpaints. You know, being able to choose where exactly textures go, or easily scaling textures to make them
so
look
bad.
just right. These two things alone would make Warpaints so much easier to work with. And yet, despite these being fundamental issues that have plagued Warpaints for over 7 years...
You think Valve gives a fuck? You think Valve gives a shit? Out of all of the revenue, I bet you Valve earns more money from Man vs. Machine tickets than they do Warpaint case keys. I'm willing to bet money on that. They probably make more money on fucking Tour of Duty tickets than Warpaint case keys. Because overwhelmingly, people do not care about skins. They care about hats. tf2 was established as the hat game, and so in their eyes, it's not worth it to do anything with Warpaints. So they just leave it as is and say, fuck it, good enough.
Never let us have the former, and they only kind of let us have the latter. I guess it isn't like there's some pre-packaged way for us to test these things out in-game, so...
Protodevs!
Maybe I shouldn't be that surprised.
Protodevs, but no!
Say, wouldn't it be funny if there was an easy way to test out custom changes to Warpaints in-game, but Valve locked it away for some mysterious reason?
It's in the game. But you have to... In order to, like, you have to crack the game in order to make custom Warpaints, right? Like, they don't want this is an uneditable game file unless you crack your game.
Paints are more than just...
And if this was an editable file, if Valve let you edit this file that lets you put textures where you want them to go and adjust the scaling, all they would have to do is copy and paste that one fucking file for the skin and all of the work is done for them. That would make custom Warpaints copy and paste. But they don't let people do that.
Set of textures. They're also made up of code that tells the game what textures to use, where to put them, how to put them, and so on.
Yes!
Real insightful.
Yes!
I know. Now, instead of anything remotely comparable to the tools that we have for basically every other type of currently supported custom content, Warpaints get nothing from Valve.
It's a big fucking
Warpaint
middle
code
finger.
Is very look, but don't touch. Thankfully, someone...
And it would just be so easy. Just let them edit this one fucking file. It doesn't even hurt the game. It's like they're not gonna lace in some kind of exploit. What the fuck?
Much smarter and more talented than me created an add-on that lets you create and visualize custom-coded Warpaints in-game. Though it does have the usual caveats that come with being a third-party tool, namely, if Valve breaks it by updating the game, then either someone needs to find a workaround, or the creator needs to go out and fix it.
Yeah!
But then this all begs the question, why is this even necessary?
It shouldn't have to be. This just should be a tool people have, but they don't, because Valve sucks.
Why do you need some third-party add-on to alter Warpaint code so that you can easily visualize what your Warpaint would look like in-game? I mean, you've got the importer, you've got the particle editor, you've got Hammer for whatever that...
I mean, these... I wholeheartedly apologize for anyone that has used Hammer. I am so sorry. I am profusely apologetic towards those that have to use Hammer. Oh my god, it's terrible.
That's worth? Well, it's because Valve, in their vast and infinite wisdom, made the file that controls Warpaint code signature locked. If you boot up the game and protodefs.vpd has been modified in any way, the game crashes. The variables that control how Warpaints look aren't magically tucked away somewhere special. It isn't like,
oh, if you want to find me, you'll have to solve my riddles 3.
They are in their own file that Valve doesn't want you modifying at all because God fucking forbid you want to make any cool Warpaints in this wretched game. And you know what? That's not exactly fair because there's actually another, more legitimate reason why Valve doesn't want you modifying protodefs. It contains contract code within it.
Yeah.
You know, that feature that Valve created, overhauled, and then left to rot.
Why is it there, first of all?
In the Halloween pits.
Why is it there?
It's Jungle Inferno.
Well, it's because it's all Jungle Inferno, that's why.
No.
It's all Jungle Inferno, and they rushed it, so they put everything into the same file.
If people could just freely modify this file, they could, potentially at least, figure out an economy-breaking exploit.
Oh, and then God forbid, Valve would have to work on their game.
So why on earth is the code that controls Warpaints lumped in there with it?
Jungle Inferno. They rushed it. That's why. That's the explanation. There is no other explanation other than Valve rushed the fucking update.
I guess maybe there could be a technical reason for them to make the decision.
There is no technical reason for including these two pieces of code in the same file. None.
But it has obviously been disastrous for Warpaint creators. And you want to know what makes this all even worse? Prior to Jungle Inferno, under the old decorated weapon system, skins weren't controlled by proto-defs. Instead, they were controlled by PaintKit's master.txt, which I must specify is not signature locked. You can edit it all you want.
Yep, you can, and that's why making custom UV mapped skins is much more accessible. But this is also something Valve's never going to put in the game because Warpaints are now the established skin system. And, yeah. So, what the fuck, Valve?
No crashes here. And so we're now left with a file, which is the closest thing that we have to a Warpaint tool from Valve, and they have locked it away.
It's so fucked! I hate Valve so much! It's just so easy. It's so easy. It is so easy to fix so many problems this game has, and they just refuse to do it. There are so many little things, and little in terms of the amount of work, that they can do to drastically improve so much shit in this game. Warpaint's included, and they just don't do it. They just don't do it. Ever.
Weird
They make us do it, but then if they don't like it, they'll never copy and paste it into the fucking game. That's we have the SDK so we can like submit fixes for this shit, but they'll look at it and go, yeah, we're not gonna do that one. That's a little too hard. Our contractor couldn't recode this so we can make sure there's no exploits. Fuck it. We'll fix a hat for you though. Oh, the texture on this hat is fucking with the lighting. Douglas 3928 fixed that for us. Yeah, just copy and paste that in the fucking game. We'll do that much for you, but you want to, make cool shit? Fuck you. Valve sucks. I hate this fucking company.
Development decision. And might I add that it is just that, the closest thing that we have to a tool. Even if it were freely editable, ProtoDefs does not compare to the immense convenience of having an actual tool from Valve for editing Warpaints.
But I mean, the tool's there, but it would be nice.
Yes, Warpaint creators desperately want. In fact,
they've been asking this for years now. They've been asking for some kind of tool for years.
So bad that some of us have even asked Valve for a file format, just so that we could make our own tool.
Little late to the party, is there a chance someone could make a really easy MVM map to farm items and Australians in the update? I mean, that would be entirely up to Valve to not put that map in the game, but technically, yes. Like, one robot per wave, but Valve would have to be fucking lobotomized to, like, actually add that in the game. That would be a hell of a litmus test for how much they pay attention to the content they put in the game. If they put in an exploitable MVM tour so you can farm Aussies.
Cool. But fucking whatever. As stupid and annoying as all of that is, why don't I make custom-coded Warpaints right now? Why don't more people make custom-coded Warpaints?
Because Valve doesn't fucking add them. Ever.
Even with
rarely. Like once, twice.
People persevered and worked around it. Well, it's quite simple. Valve does not care.
Nope.
You can give them the easiest copy-paste job in the world. Code that functions, code that's easy to insert, better dental coverage. You could do their job for them. And
I love the excessive use. Can you send me this PNG with like a blank card? Can I use this? This is really funny. I want to use this fucking image edit.
They still wouldn't accept custom-coded Warpaints into the game. God, I hope this becomes outdated with the next case.
It won't.
No.
Of course, I should also briefly acknowledge the possibility that Valve's methods of implementing Warpaints are weird, fucked up, and unknown to the minds of peasants such as myself. In that case, it becomes more frustrating that, despite our desperate pleas, Valve has not once attempted to give creators literally any clarification on what we should be doing to submit custom-coded Warpaints.
Nope.
We submit our current methods and
Valve's MO, you contact them with a concern, they say, oh, we'll forward your email, and then they ghost you. They never respond. They do not care.
Ask them directly how we should format things, and we get nothing.
No, because they don't care. because no one's actually working on the game. No one is working on the game anymore that knows how Warpaints work. All the people that made the Warpaint system are probably not working on TF2 and are probably not at Valve anymore. You have to think about that, right? Think about this. The people that are putting the Warpaints in the game are people that know just enough to copy items into the file tree. They probably don't even know that the protodefs file is a thing in TF2. They probably don't even know that people want tools like this. They just do what they're told and copy and paste stuff from the workshop into Team Fortress 2. You gotta remember, people cycle in and out of Valve all the time. So it's almost a guarantee that the people that made the Warpaint system are not at Valve anymore. Like, that would not surprise me in the slightest. It's a tech company. Tech companies cycle employees like a fucking crack addict cycles needles. Or meth, rather. It's like, on an annual basis, they cycle employees.
We have to go with the only thing that we know.
And contractors.
Protodefs.ppb.
Regardless of any of the specifics, it shouldn't surprise anybody that Valve doesn't want to provide the means with which we could make cool custom warpaints. They just won't add most changes, so why bother making it easier for us, as creators, to test them? Oh, but how do I know that they won't add most changes? Didn't they allow Necromants to have custom wear? Didn't they change Saccharine Striped and Elfin Enamel to have that metal shine? Well, of these 8 warpaints that I showed much earlier, every single one of them was supposed to have that metal shine to them.
Yep, and none of them do. And some of them also needed orientation lock, and Valve said, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna throw that shit in the game. And then when the creators reached out to ask them to do it, they said no. That's the best part. They reached out and asked them to fix it, and they said no. The only exception is when they fucked up Ghoul Blaster. Because Ghoul Blaster uses Banana Peeled. And when they put Ghoul Blaster into the game, it used the banana wear for the glowing green goo wear. And it was like that for a day. The creator reached out, and they got a response and Valve was hesitant to change it because it had already been in the game for a little bit, and people had already unboxed it. And that was their fuck up. It was using the wrong texture, and they reluctantly changed it, and even changed it incorrectly, and they didn't put the shine on. What the fuck, Valve?
And some of them are missing other changes on top of that.
Yeah, the Ghoul Blaster is also supposed to have custom scratches that were supposed to go along with the wear. That's also what they forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Get this, though. I made that image well before...
Listen, I'm not gonna chill because it's time more people understand that Valve sucks. People need to stop holding Valve on a fucking pedestal. Even little shit like this, that takes minutes to do. They just refuse to do it. Small little quality of life things, no, that's our work now because they gave us the SDK. Oh, you want to fix something? You guys can do it, and then maybe we'll put it in the game for you. Like, people need to stop glorifying Valve as this infallible, gilded, gold-encrusted fucking company. They're no better than any other. Valve is not the same company they were in 2005. They don't give a fuck about you or anybody else. They care about money. And you have to hold their feet over the fucking fire in order for them to do anything. So it's good that people talk about shit like this, because it's bullshit that shouldn't even be happening.
For the most recent case. And inside that case, there's not 1, not 2, but 3 fuck-ups from Valve.
Yep.
Remember that caveat about texture scaling that I mentioned earlier? Yeah, this is it. Now, despite all of those issues, I think it's fair to say that they're still visibly the same skin as what was...
This is already not a very good skin. It would have made a lot better if it had the shine. But Valve's like, no.
Admitted. One of those warpaints, Neo Tokyo, has a different mapping for some weapons, as seen from its workshop page,
Dude,
and it's also
look at how much better Neo Tokyo would have been if they had orientation lock and the shine on it, but Valve was like, nah, fuck you, we're not doing that.
missing the metallic tint and orientation lock, both of which would be easy for Valve to implement, but they didn't.
And they never will, because the skin has been that way for a decade, and then people might like it.
But hey, you know what? At least they...
Would you not say that that's a genuine improvement to the skin? Wouldn't you say that's not a genuine improvement to Neo Tokyo? Like, overwhelmingly better compared to this mess? I say yeah. Most people would, like, look at that and go, wow, that is better. And they would like it. And if you piss off, like, the 5 people that like the way it is right now, fuck them. Who cares?
use all the textures, it's still very clearly the same Warpaint. So where am I even going with any of this? Well, you know who didn't get the same treatment?
Okay, go hammer this fucking video's like button, please. Go hammer this video's like button. Boost it, please. Like, more people need to watch a video like this to understand just how, like, deep and shitty Valve's neglect goes. Like, it goes well beyond bots and fixing very important things, but it goes so far as to, like, wow, this is a very clear indication that they just rushed a bunch of crap, right?
Any of those other skins? That's right, it's everyone's favorite Warpaint. Everyone mentions it, you know it, you love it. It's
Spirit of Halloween.
I fucking hate the skin.
What do you mean nobody talks about Spirit of Halloween like this?
I mean, this also had some fuck-ups with it where it should have looked better, but it's still a bad skin.
No, I read it on the internet. Okay, well, whatever. Where was I? Ah, here we are. These aren't the same textures. This isn't the same texture mapping.
Nope.
This doesn't have a metal shine.
Valve royally fucked it up really badly.
Valve used one texture from this entire submission. The other texture is the same gradient texture that's used in Autumn Mark II.
It's
because
so
it's
bad.
based on Autumn Mark II. It feels like Valve legitimately just said, fuck you, we're making our own Warpaint. They just didn't care. And now, let me be frank for a minute. Spirit of Halloween wasn't custom coded. It seemingly replaced random old skins, which did necessitate changing the texture mapping. And those other textures seem to be just Valve textures, so it wasn't...
I agree fully, but unfortunately there will always be people that defend Valve at any cost. It's just how it works, and it sucks. No, I mean, yeah, there's always going to be Nintendo defenders, there's always going to be Bungie defenders, it doesn't matter, right? You're always going to have people that are so cucked into supporting their favorite game company that they could be literally handed a plate of dog shit coated in motor oil and acid and also cyanide, and they will get on their knees and suck their dick because they were given a plate of dog shit, cyanide, acid, and oil. They would thank them for it because it was gifted to them by their favorite game company.
Like they made bread.
And then if you complain about the plate of dog shit coated in oil, cyanide, and acid, you're just entitled. You're greedy. How dare you? This company does so much for you. How could you ever complain about the plate of dog shit covered in oil, battery acid, and cyanide?
Brand new textures.
It's better than nothing. They could just give you nothing, right?
Got shafted. But it's still weird to me that Valve chose a Warpaint base that bore no resemblance of any kind to
lazy Valve is lazy. That's all they do is be lazy.
Any of the screenshots. And not using any of the Valve textures that they prominently used is also kind of weird. And this isn't
why did they not? I mean, obviously they didn't look at it. They didn't look at anything. They didn't think for a second, yeah, the gradient might look shitty with this. Nah, fuck it.
Completely isolated incident.
One has to imagine when an employee would try to fix these things, they'd get fired. Maintenance is not good for your summer report, sir. Well, I mean, the reason why people don't extensively work on Team Fortress 2 is because Valve has bonus incentives, and they only work on the projects that would guarantee a bonus at the end of the bonus cycle. So no one touches the projects that will not bear visible fruit. That's why they focus on the more shiny things like Deadlock and the newest CSGO skin case, or sorry, Counter-Strike 2 skin case. You know, they don't touch TF2. It's not valuable for their bonuses.
Valve fucked around with Health and Hell, too.
Yeah, this tomato soup. So, fun fact about Health and Hell. He'll probably say it, but I'm going to say it before he does. So, fun fact about Health and Hell. So, originally, it was only this blue texture It was only the blue texture, and then Valve added the blue texture and then color swapped the texture to also be red, so it's team colored, and so they made this like tomato soup texture, and then they also added the green screen variant that was included with the blue texture on the workshop, and then just made that a separate war paint, and then called it green. It's so bad. That's pathetically bad.
The original version was supposed to be green on red team and blue on blue team. And how about another example? Valve arbitrarily changed Mosaic.
Yeah, for
Now you
no
can
reason.
argue that it looks better with the change, but the fact remains that Valve screwed around with what they made. And despite
Thing
nothing,
is, I don't even think that's intentional. Like, it was intentional with Health in Hell because they wanted a red variant, but I think they just fucked up the implementation on Mosaic.
none of these cases involving custom-coded war paints, I believe that the implication is still there.
I would still kill for a strange factory new Mosaic. I fucking love that skin, but they're
Fair.
so expensive.
The implication that if you make a custom-coded war paint, even if you get your work into the game, you run the risk of Valve taking your work and disregarding basically any intent that you had with it.
Yeah, because they don't care.
It's possible that they won't even bother using all of the textures that you intend.
It's so funny because, again, it should just be copy and paste. Like, if they actually vetted the quality of these things, they could realize, oh, this person did all of the work. I should just be able to copy and paste this and do nothing, but then they intentionally do something else.
Intended to be used. Seriously, what the f?
Everyone's a critic. Oh boy. What's this section about?
Alright, let's take
I wonder.
a little bit of a break from talking about Valve and talk about community-made war paints for a little bit. Though I should specify that we're not necessarily going to be talking about how good they look. I mean, if you've been
God, I fucking hate that skin.
though I should specify that we're not necessarily going to be talking about how good they look.
Everyone's favorite. Gordy Greed or Gordy Green, whatever the fuck. It's just baby shit green with corn in it. It's green baby shit with pumpkin-shaped corn. That's what this is. It is a pile of feces. This is what, I mean, here you go. This is your pile of feces with oil, battery acid, and cyanide. Valve put this in the game, and we are supposed to thank them for this. Valve bootlickers expect you to thank them for this. They expect you to praise Valve for the decision. They didn't even make this. The decision to put this in the game, and it was made by somebody else. They expect you to thank them and be content with content like this. Oh my god. Makes you wonder why I've been complaining for so long. Like, for years now. It's almost as if though the content sucks. And that's just the content, not the gameplay, which also needs to be fixed.
I mean, if you've been paying any attention to war paints over the past 4 or so years, you've probably been beaten
And most people haven't.
over the head with
Oh, the
statements
poor
about how
Pillsbury
certain
Doughboy.
war
How could you
paints
do that
are
to him?
hot trash.
Endless trash!
Instead of any of that nonsense, we're just
That's me. That's been me, baby. I don't even know how many videos now
going
and
to be
streams
looking
about
at
this
some
shit.
of the simpler oddities.
Everyone's favorite, just the fucking stock image.
Things that make you ask, now how did that get there? But before we get into that, I really want to emphasize that this part is all in good fun. None of these examples actually affect me or any other creators.
Oh, don't do this. Come on. Don't undermine the importance of calling out the crap that people intentionally throw on the workshop for a paycheck. Don't undermine and devalue what's being said here. You don't need to do this. Don't do
in terms
it.
of creating new war paints. Sometimes people just make mistakes.
Nope. The very intentional shit that people throw on the workshop, that's not a mistake.
So please, for the love of God, do not bother any of the people who worked on any of these war paints.
That should be a given. Don't bother anybody, but we can call them out for their bullshit.
I am positive that some of them already get plenty of shit thrown at them.
No, not anymore. Or barely ever. Barely. You know what's so funny? Is something that came to light recently. Remember about 2 or 3 years ago when I first started, or like almost 4 years ago now, remember when I first started calling out bullshit on the workshop, bullshit for the Emporium? Remember how they would constantly bitch and moan about how people were harassing them in their comment section and sending them death threats and all these other things? That was a lie. Not one. Not one actionable threat was made on someone's life ever. Show it to me. Show me right now. Don't be a piece of shit to these guys, obviously. Don't go out of your way and bother them. But the way they recoiled and lashed out and cried and bitched and moaned was mostly bullshit, if not entirely bullshit. You saw the 3 funny letters juxtaposed against each other, KYS. Oh, it's a death threat now.
I do not need to see
Oh, they got insults, sure.
some random moron try to use this video as a metaphorical mallet to
Plenty of people got insults, like me as well.
bash
But that's an insult, not an actionable threat on someone's life.
creators over the head. It isn't helpful to you, it isn't helpful to me, it isn't helpful to them, it isn't helpful for anyone. And if you see someone take one of the weird, funny details that I mention and hold it over the creators' heads,
You should. In some of these cases, you should. Like using a stock image or traced clip art or a fucking what have you. You should hold it over their head. Because it's just objectively morally incorrect to do that and then expect a paycheck from Valve. You just don't do that.
please do me a favor.
It's like you are absolving the creators of any and all responsibility for the content they make. You should not be saying that.
And ask that person one simple question. Why are you stupid? To really
It's not stupid to call it out. Just
exemplify
saying, it's not stupid to call it out.
why I think that these should remain as funny little tidbits. My first example will come from a creator that I really, really respect. His name's Aiden, and he
Aiden makes
some
good
pretty
shit.
good war paints.
He makes really good shit.
And thus far, he's gotten 2 of them into the game.
And they're good skins,
far as
but Valve fucked them.
Paints go, I'm pretty fond of Warborn. More pertinent, though, is Mechanized Monster. And let's ignore the fact that Valve straight up forgot to make it shine like metal.
Yeah,
Instead,
Valve fucked them
I'd
up.
like to point out that both this and Park Pigmented use the exact same wear texture on this part of the weapon model. Valve just kept this texture the same because Aiden didn't notice that the tiniest parts of weapon models were wearing down to this stupid brown color. Isn't
I
it
had no idea.
awesome that you just have
What?
to notice this yourself? And by the way,
That's just an honest mistake. How the fuck would you notice that?
Sky Stallion and Brawler's Iron suffer from the exact same issue.
What?
Alright.
Okay, that's a genuine mistake. Like that was like an unintentional screw up. A really tiny detail. It's very easy to glance over. Again, thanks to the fucky Warpaint system.
What's weird about this Warpaint?
We love gift wrapped, by the way.
Well, it actually
This is easily one of the worst Warpaints in the game. Period.
isn't the primary texture, but rather the secondary texture that's the issue. Sorry, let me move this out of the way. It's the secondary texture that's the issue. In all of its 64 by 64 glory. There wasn't any real reason to do this. I mean, sure, the details get kind of lost because of the scaling, but you could still have a little bit of detail. And you know
Sure.
what? Similar
It's just a bad Warpaint because it was lazily done. Present PNGs slapped over a solid texture and then just a solid secondary and done. Like, we can call that Warpaint crap.
can actually be said about Freedom Wrapped. There's just no detailing in either
Yeah, I would love detail on
of
this
these
one.
textures. And the Stripes texture even has a weird misalignment thing going on.
Oh, now I know it's there. Oh, now I know it's there, you bastard. Oh, God. Ruined. It's ruined. It's fucking ruined. Oh, my God. Thank you again, Hamburger, for ruining another Warpaint for me. Fuck me.
I legitimately don't know how that happened. But you know what? That whole misalignment thing? No one cares about that. Because it pales in comparison to seams. To put it simply,
Yes.
seams are parts where the texture doesn't loop properly. And usually it'll create a jarringly obvious straight line.
That looks really bad.
What the fuck is this?
Here's an example that you might already be familiar with.
Yep.
Geometric teams.
Yep.
Offset the X and Y by half,
It's so rough.
and it becomes obvious. Or how about Ghost Town with the same thing on its wood texture? Miami Element,
Yeah.
same deal.
Yeah.
Health and Hell? Well, it's not exactly a seam.
Thing is, But this is also like it can be an honest mistake that can be glanced over, right? But I mean, you kind of make the mistake once, then you never do it again because like, oh shit, Valve textures are seamless. I have to make sure that mine is properly oriented and seamless.
But fucking
like for example, Health and Hell was this guy's first ever Warpaint, so that's why the quality is very low. And then Valve, of course, saw this and went, yeah, that's good, put it in the game. But again, this was this guy's first ever piece of content for the game, and so naturally it's going to have flaws and errors. It shouldn't have been added on quality standards alone, but that's why it's, that's why it looks the way it does and why it has the seams it does.
look at it.
And his new Warpaints are good, yes.
Then we have
like the guy who made that one has like significantly improved, which is great. Add the better content. Don't add the crap.
Funniest example, Glacial Glaze.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I still cannot believe that a royalty-free stock image has been sold to us as a piece of content. Minimally edited, mind you. Minimally edited, that's it. In Photoshop, done. Sent our way, and that's it. Insane.
And it's not the funniest just because the creator didn't even intend it to get into the game.
Oh, no. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. If you upload something to the workshop, it is your intention to have it officially added as a piece of content for Team Fortress 2. That is what the system is there for, and he happily walked away with a nice fat paycheck. You don't get to pull that one over us. No, sir. You upload something to the workshop, it is your intention to have it added into the game. You can't say, oh, well, oops. I mean, I just left it there for Valve to put in the game. No. Also, didn't this guy make a video specifically encouraging people to use stock images? Hold on. I wonder if it's still there. It is still there. Yep, and in this video, it's encouraged. He uses an example using using stock images. So, yeah. Where was I? Where? Here? Here.
Just because the creator didn't even intend it to get into the game. No. It's the funniest.
No, you don't. Again, you don't get to make that excuse.
It somehow has two seams along the same axis.
Yeah, because it's a fucking photo. It's an unedited picture.
Like
I should say, minimally edited picture.
Understand how this one happened, but how on earth did this get here? What on earth happened? For as bad as that is, though, there's still a mistake that's even worse. However, I say worse because this barely even qualifies as a mistake on the creator's part. You remember how I brought up Aiden's other paint, Warborn? That one also has an issue. On the workshop page, it has a
it's supposed to have a sticker, and Valve's like, nah.
Sticker here. In-game, however, no such sticker is present. So that leads us to an obvious question. Why? It isn't custom-coded or anything, so why is the sticker missing? Well, Aiden accidentally wrote no sticker in the README file.
Oh, God.
Essentially, he made a small
Isn't that
typo.
sad? Isn't that sad? And then I'm sure you could reach out and say, hey, Valve, can you put the sticker I included in there? And then they'll say, no, people probably like the way it looks, and then they'll never put it.
The workshop page included a sticker. I would assume that Aiden included the sticker within his submission file. But Valve
doesn't give a shit.
Email Warpaint creators ahead of time. Or anyone, really, except for map creators. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they email map creators.
No, and they should email everybody about the content being accepted.
But it feels like you could also say, hey, this
You're gonna have to redo the tier list, maybe. I disagree. By default, joke submissions like the low rollers or Skibbity Toilet Unusual were 100% serious submissions that are really wanted in-game. That's not what the workshop is for. The workshop is not your portfolio. The workshop is not a place where you post memes. It is a place where you post content that is meant to be for official acceptance into Team Fortress 2. And of course, the other side of that equation is that Valve should have the common sense to vet items or content of quality and accept items that are of quality into their game, but they very clearly do not do that. The responsibility goes both ways. Again, the workshop is not your personal fucking art gallery. It's not your fucking iFunny page. It is a place where content is posted and uploaded for people to get put in the game. Joke submission or not.
wrong, and I just wanted to reach out and confirm that everything's correct. But you know what? Now that I think about it, why even bother asking beforehand? After all, why not just release it, notice the issues, and then fix it?
Because someone might like them. Whoa!
Then you don't have to worry about Warpaint creators leaking things. Plus, Valve already operates this way. Hey, actually, why the fuck hasn't any of this been fixed?
Because someone might actually like it. People might actually like the fact that weapons clip into the player model hand.
No. No slow chapter introduction. What on earth is happening?
Laziness,
Well, I'll
incompetence.
tell ya.
Valve doesn't care.
Whether any of those creators reach out to Valve about changing any of those things simply does not matter. Valve will never fix Warpaints.
No, because they're lazy. They don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter how hard you ask them or how much you ask them, they won't do it.
Up to a point. If a Warpaint is implemented wrong because Valve horrifically fucked it up, then they will usually fix it. To demonstrate this, here's a complete reading of every single time an individual Warpaint was fixed.
3.
In 2018, they added the blue team version of Neo Tokyo, and yes, it took them 3 whole months to fix that.
Which is wild.
In 2021, they
3
fixed both
instances. I can
Swashbuckled
think
and
of 3
Necromancy.
instances.
And among these fixes, you might
Here's
recall
number 2.
the infamous missing textures holy mackerel.
Yep.
In 2022, they fixed Ghoul Blaster.
Yep.
It initially used the default wear and blood.
Yep,
instead
there
of
it
the
is. There's the wear, and they reached out to fix it, and Valve was hesitant to fix that, which is insane.
custom wear and blood. In 2024, they changed Team Blackout to just Blackout at the
It's
request
just
of
the name.
the creator, as there were 2 other Warpaints that started with the word team in the same case. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so 3 Warpaints that were visually changed, or 4 technically, but 3 instances where Warpaints were adjusted at the creator's request. Isn't that fucked up?
In essence, they won't change anything unless it is either a catastrophic fuck-up on Valve's end, or a name change. No other fixes are allowed. But I have been able to find one.
When Valve was trying to add paid mods and people called them out for being anti-consumer, and Gabe came out and personally said that Valve doesn't care about anything but money, I don't think that's real.
Potential exception. Back in 2018,
Send me proof of that. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know if that's true or
they
not.
fixed an issue with the alpha channel of Dovetail.
Oh, God forbid.
Now I
the
say
alpha
potential
channel.
exception because I'm not sure who messed up here. Technically, it's more likely that the creator fucked up, fixed it, and then Valve actually went out of their way to implement that fix. But it's
Like, yeah, someone had like a wild hair and like saw, oh, this is actually broken. I can fix this because I just happened to catch it. It'll take me
also
2 seconds.
theoretically possible that Valve somehow managed to fuck up the alpha channel themselves. To be frank, I don't even know how that would be possible. But when every other issue that's been fixed was in some way caused by Valve themselves, I honestly end up getting drawn to the weirder of the 2 options. But hey, let's be generous and say that Valve fixed Dovetailed even though it was a mistake on the creator's part. You know, out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah, then that would be only 1 instance where they went out of their way to do it. Also, who
Even
cares?
then, that's still not a good look for Valve. One singular creator-driven fix or improvement out of how many now? So basically, if you
So
make
fucked,
any
man.
mistake, or if they don't deem their own mistake important enough, Valve just won't fix it.
Yeah, like, okay, you have to remember, Valve doesn't work on this game anymore. Valve does not work on Team Fortress 2. They have a contractor copying and pasting content into the game and copying and pasting community code fixes into the game. That's all Valve has been willing to allocate for Team Fortress 2. That's the most in a decade, since 2017, effectively. Expecting them to do anything beyond that is a fool's errand, and we should be, again, holding their feet to the fire and expecting them to do more as a multi-billion-dollar fucking company offering a product to us that earns them millions of dollars a year. You know, that'd be good, but they just don't, because we let them get, like, we do just let them get away with it. Like, we as the player base and the community have a lot more power than we lead ourselves on to believe. Like, we can absolutely pressure them into getting more shit done, but, like, people just never bother because, like, oh, thank God they added the seal. How dare we complain? They added the seal. A whole wave of memes for a month. We must thank Valve and cup their balls as they take a shit.
I mean, my god, what if someone likes having their gun look weird because it was supposed to be metallic? We can't make it metallic like the creator intended.
Someone out there likes it like this.
So lovely. They
And
might actually
who
like
on
it.
Earth would ever dream of committing such an obvious act of robbery against the average video gamer?
That is probably one of the worst Vance edits I've seen. Oh my god. And I've seen some fucking haunting Vance edits. That is easily one of the most disgusting I've ever seen. Holy shit, dude. That is... Send me that one too. Send me that one too. That is great. That is a fucking amazing edit. I want that. Send me that PNG immediately.
Say, wouldn't it be pretty fun?
No.
For all of the ranting and raving I've done against them for not changing skins to have that metallic sheet.
I like this guy. This guy's got really good editing. Keeps you on your
They
toes.
randomly did just that for the High Rollers rocket launcher and Medigun.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are some people that didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, how many? Not that many. Like a very like most people don't care. Most people wouldn't even notice.
What on
And
earth
for like the less than 0.5% of people that complain, fuck them.
was the logic here? A release without self-illumination, and then they changed it because it, potentially, wasn't the original vision. Even at the cost of some people disliking the change, they did it because it, arguably, is now closer to the original artist's vision, and not doing so was, apparently, a mistake.
I mean, the reason why they're reluctant to do it is, again, you know, people spent money on these things. What if someone actually does like it? Oh, we can sue them now because they changed something that I own without my permission.
How on earth is this any different from what's been happening with these poor bastards? They're missing what is essentially the same thing that the High
Oh yeah,
Rollers...
also you don't own anything in the game. They make you think you own something, but you actually don't own anything. You don't own anything you've purchased on Steam either. You've purchased a license to access things on a server, but you don't actually own any of the games you bought.
skins were
Valve explicitly said you don't own anything you've purchased through their platform.
supposedly missing.
Like, legally they have to say that.
Cool. No matter how you look at it, Warpaints as a form of content for Team Fortress 2 get fucked by Valve at every possible opportunity.
Yes.
Sorry, almost every possible opportunity. Thank God for team colors, right?
Waiting for info. I have to piss really bad. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Oh, Lord. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I've returned. Let us continue. Knock out these last couple of sections.
To be honest, I wasn't originally going to include this part, but after last year's Warpaint case, I thought it was worth going into for a little bit.
What is it?
However, I'm just going to let random gameplay play in the background. You
Fair.
get the jingling keys, I get the easier editing job. Sound fair?
Sure.
Good.
Fair
There
move.
are many questions that you could be asking yourself right now. Now what? What do you mean we're still going? How is there still more to talk about?
Oh, there's lots.
Well, not only do creators have to deal with everything that I just talked about, but I feel like Valve also just kind of hates Warpaint creators on a more meta level.
So it's not that they hate them. It's, again, they likely don't have anyone on the payroll right now that knows how any of this shit works. And so they always take the easiest way out. And then whenever someone bitches at them that they fucked up, they just don't care. Because, again, they don't have anyone that fully understands the system. They just don't care. They don't care. It's not like they have some kind of visceral hatred. It's just too much work for them.
With the previous stuff, I think it's less about contempt and more about sheer lethargy. Inertia's a bitch, ain't it? With this, though, it's less about the frustrations of creating Warpaints and more about the frustrations of creating Warpaints. As of right now, every
I will applaud the pack claiming right there. I will applaud pushing the pack with the rocket right there. What the fuck? That was a good shot. Just right to him.
quality update gets cosmetics, maps, taunts, and, good lord, so many unusual effects.
Listen, don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product. Don't ask questions. Don't ask why we have 900 unusual effects in the game. Don't ask.
On the other hand, Warpaints get...
That's not an exaggeration. We have like 900 effects in the game. Which is fucking insane.
one case every year. And no, 2017 and 2020 don't count. 2017 saw the introduction of Warpaints, and 2020 was the single most normal and typical year of all time. So anyways, why do they usually get a single appearance per year? Some may try to argue that
because, again, it's work they don't want to perform. They don't want to do it. They don't have anyone there.
Because of the dodgy quality of Warpaints, and yeah, okay, sure, there have been some stinkers. I don't even need to show you any of them because you already have an image of a wrapping paper gun implanted inside of your brain. But then you have to contend with the fact that everything else has also dealt with dodgy quality and criticism. I do not believe that the perceived quality of in-game paints has anything to do with how infrequently we get them. What about how they're less popular than everything else?
Yeah?
Well, personally, I think that a big reason for this is because of literally everything else I've already mentioned. Obviously, as was just hinted at, the selection process could be improved. But on top of that, the current restrictions set in place incentivize making Warpaints that just aren't as good as they could be.
No, yeah, Valve has set the quality bar so low and always and consistently picks low quality Warpaints that, like, why try harder? Why try harder when all of your work is just going to be ignored? So of course people are going to keep making shitty clip art Warpaints because that's what Valve picks. Valve sets the standard, but then of course the people play into that standard because guess what? They want a paycheck. They want that Valve money, and it's a lot.
Not necessarily bad Warpaints, because there are some good ones, but Warpaints that just aren't as cool as the ones that say, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Realistically,
Warpaints could be so much better in so many ways, but
there's probably some other reason that Valve doesn't add more than one Warpaint case per year.
I strongly believe the primary reason is that, again, they just don't have someone there that knows how these systems work, and they only tell them to copy paste, and whenever there's a problem, they just don't know how to do it and can't be asked to bother to learn, and so they just leave it that way.
Whether it's technical or just plain stupid. And you know what? I can probably forgive that, overlooking the fact that it feels like it's fucking over some fantastic creations with only about 10 to 12 potential slots per year. Compare that to hats, which get like double the items per case.
Isn't it insane that out of all of the amazing Warpaints Valve could add, and even add in a fucked up fashion that would still look really good in a fucked up fashion and infinitely better than 90% of the Warpaints they've added over the years, they consistently go back to the crap. They consistently pick dog shit. Past couple of cases were markedly better, I will say, of course, because we pressured them into picking shit that wasn't holiday clip art. but
Usuals, which
it's a
get
shame.
that or more for hats and taunts. And hell, we somehow got around twice as many maps in 2024.
Isn't that insane? Again, like I said earlier, that many maps is not sustainable.
But I mean, hey, you look at custom weapons and reskins, and those have been strictly passion projects for years. At least Warpaints aren't something that Valve is completely leaving to rot. However, that's not all. For the past 2 cases, most of the Warpaints were posted within a year of the case's release. And most of those were posted within a small time frame. All of those good and cool Warpaints that many people have wanted for ages.
Man, it's almost as if though Valve only looks at the first pages and picks items from there. And very randomly, and typically don't, go back and include old items. It's almost as if though they know that there's a window of time in which Valve opens the workshop to pick content, and that's why everyone uploads their stuff at around the time. Why else would there be a deadline for a community-made update? Because they know when Valve looks for things. And they upload everything at around the same time to maximize their chances of something being included. And so why bother working during the rest of the year when you can squirt something out over the course of a month, and then Valve sees it and puts it in the game and you get $10,000?
Fuck 'em. Into the trash can you go. So everything combines to result in a form.
No, I think recency is a problem because it encourages short periods of work and minimal effort to squirt something out for the update season. When you're having to compete with a huge volume of already really good content, that should encourage you to work harder. But when you know that they're not even going to consider high quality content that's been on the workshop for years, why try harder? When you can, again, make something in a month.
Form of content creation that is unfulfilling for some people. It can be tiring to make legitimately cool shit that gets brushed aside when the one.
Don't mind the once-a-year slot limited nature of Warpaints, nor that items are probably selected based on personal preferences of whoever at Valve. It's not just personal preferences, it's how Valve typically returns to the same creators for 2 reasons. 1, it's easier because it's fewer people to keep track of on the payroll, and 2, they typically return to the same creators because they know that their content isn't going to break when they put it in the game, so that's even less work for them. Everything Valve does is a matter of convenience and minimizing the amount of work they have to do on this game. Valve clearly does not pick content based on quality. That has been a fact for almost 10 years.
Once a year shot passes by, whether it's because some random Valve employee didn't like it, didn't see it, or, worst of all, because it involved custom changes that they're too lazy to implement. One might say that this could all be fixed with some communication. Sorry, I forgot to give more attention to the elephant in the room named
Valve does not communicate.
They have been infamously bad
No,
at
they
this
don't.
for years, and frankly, most of it is on Valve. But I've also got to briefly mention that the community at large isn't totally innocent, because I watched a community collectively flunk a reading comprehension test so hard that Valve edited the post to say what it basically already said, but more directly. Wow. Now you're probably thinking, I forgot how hard reading is. Yeah, it's scary how fast you
Update-sized update made people think that it was going to be an update of old. Yeah, because this community has a... I don't like... I should not use the word community because that collectively lumps everyone into the same group, and that's not fair. But the players of Team Fortress 2 tend to have a problem where they blow anything and everything Valve does way out of proportion, which is exactly what they're going to be doing with this MVM announcement that was posted today.
lose
Yes.
that. If only they fucking knew. As for what little communication Warpaint creators do still get, it's pretty minimal. Warpaint creators emailing Valve to ask for fixes get told that their email was forwarded.
That's all we
And
get.
then
Yep, consistently nothing happens.
Nothing ever happens. So they mostly won't communicate, they're keeping Warpaint cases to 1 per year for some unexplained reason, we somehow get more maps per year than Warpaints, their selection process...
Yeah, because maps are the fruit. Maps are like little shiny things that like, oh wow, I can actually walk around and experience this.
This is ridiculously contrived, and this is on top of everything else that makes creating these damn things a living nightmare. What a
Ooh,
fucking
with the inspect. Ooh.
mess this all is.
Yeah, it's a mess. You don't hate Valve enough. You don't hold them accountable enough for the laziness they imbue into this game and their treatment of the game. You don't. You just don't.
So now that we're at the end, what was the point of all this? Well, it was to share one simple fact. I hate Warpaints. Of course, I'm also hoping that this gives people some better context as to why Warpaints have always kinda sucked, and why Warpaint creators aren't happy with the current system. Nothing about
True, but that still doesn't excuse the other bullshit that I've pointed out over the years.
them is consistent or truly guaranteed, neither the how nor the when of their inclusion. And betting odds are pretty good that Valve just won't care about anything you try to do that goes beyond the most basic of copy-paste jobs. So, you know,
that's it.
Being
That's all Valve cares
to
about.
all of those horrible Warpaint bases I've been complaining about for however long. Hoping that your cool thing that's popular doesn't get dumpstered for no reason. And hell, I didn't even get to mention all of the weird shit. Like demo weapons only having one Yeti-coded eye.
Well, that's intentional because he has one eye. I think that was a clever joke.
Because, haha, Demo Man only has one eye.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Or the fact that the Lock and Load, Iron Bomber, and Power Jack have really low-res textures for some reason. And there are so many other things that I just cannot be bothered to list out individually. And despite the hurdles that'll come with it, considering all of the times that I've had ideas get shafted by needing to work around these obnoxious restrictions, I'm going to try my hand at custom-coded Warpaints.
I wish you luck, buddy, but Valve's not going to put it in the game, and it sucks that you're going to go through that effort, and Valve's going to ignore it.
It's probably still going to be a pain in the ass, but I'll take the extra freedom. In fact, I already know that it's going to be a pain in the ass because I've messed around with it while making this video. But I am willing to deal with that and take the risk of Valve not accepting my work ever if it means that I actually get to create cool new things without these stupid fucking compromises.
Love this guy. Love this guy. He actually cares about the quality of the content he makes. You'll love to see it.
And if you're a
Keep
Warpaint
going.
creator,
Keep making good shit.
I would honestly recommend that you do the same. If we're lucky and enough new custom-coded paints are made and are popular enough, maybe they'll actually accept some cool new things.
Man, you're asking for people to abide by a standard that was not emplaced by Valve? Boy, do I have bad news for you.
Or maybe they'll tell us how to submit.
You're doing the right thing. That is what they should do. But they're not going to.
Custom-coded paints in the first place. It isn't like it's impossible for them to make custom changes. Now, obviously, I wouldn't bet on it, but how else is this supposed to change? Worst case, maybe they'll look at some of the older, yet still incredibly popular Warpaints that have been on the workshop for ages. Of course, I know that this is all far removed from being the most important issue, but God, I'm just so tired
No, it's fair. No, it's fair. Don't minimize the importance of demanding better out of the company that people always hold in such a high regard. Even if it is just skins, it's worthy to complain about. Because this is how Valve earns the money. This is how Valve takes money from you. And if the money makers suck, the fuck? That's like the one thing they shouldn't be fucking up.
Looking at and working around what are basically the exact same Warpaint bases we've had since 2017. Oh my god, what the fuck? Holy shit.
I actually came out in 2018.
Wait, who the
I got the cool shotgun thing that you love. Why'd you forget about me?
What?
Also, check out this cool thing I can do.
Oh, no. No. It's totally boned. You voted, and we listened.
Okay, that was funny.
This cannot be undone.
You wanted this with a margin of 51%.
Totally Boned is here to stay. Are you fucking kidding me? No, hold the fucking phone. Well, I didn't get to vote. What the hell? Hey! Oh boy, it's time for the post-video talk that everyone loves.
Good shit. Good video. Just good. Good, really, really good video. I'll post the link again. Please go tell this man that he has a very large and engorged and well-shaped penis and amazing balls. He is pumping with testosterone. He has made an amazing video. Really good on him, man. Good editing, funny video, good messages, good points. Fantastic. Good work. Go slap a like button and tell him he's done some good work here. And hopefully more people keep doing the same. Hopefully more people keep doing this. And it's so funny too. It's like only in more recent months, not even like recent years, but only in more recent months are more people getting comfortable with making videos like this, actually complaining about the game's problems, instead of just dismissing them in favor of doing something more happy and go lucky and just kind of ignoring all the problems the game has. Like, thank God more people are doing this. I pray to God this trend continues, because this is the only way shit gets done. Is when people hold Valve's feet over the goddamn fire and make them accountable for the shit they don't do. Not just the things they do, but the things they don't do. You know? So thank you for making this. This kind of content should be heavily supported by everybody, and anyone you see taking videos like this, incredibly well researched from a very knowledgeable person that makes content for this game, obviously. If anyone bitches about videos like this, oh, you're just complaining for the sake of complaining, you hate the game, you don't like new content, rightfully mock them. Within reason. Don't like dox or do it, just rightfully mock them. Call them retarded. That's okay to do on the internet. You can call someone retarded. Anyone doing that should be rightfully laughed out of the room. Support this kind of content, please. We need more of it. Hopefully people that make the other kinds of content, like hats and maps and unusual effects, can make videos like this too. That would be nice. But knowing the people that tend to make that kind of content, they probably won't. They always bitch and moan about how we have no insight. Isn't it funny that Warpaints is the only piece of content that we as the player base have the most insight to in terms of their creation. But hats, maps, and certainly not unusual effects, taunts, we have no insight on these things, about how they're made, what's required, the work. Just nothing. Nothing. No videos, nothing. Or very few videos, and most of them are very old as well. And a lot of people like bitch and be like, oh, you can't complain about these things. You have no idea how they work. Then show us. Show us. Make a video. Yeah, like, but the thing is, no one's going to want to make a video explaining the intricacies and thought process behind making the fucking Mary cone. Right? You're not going to get a video about that. You're not going to get a lovely, intricate thought process about the making of, I don't know, Erebus, that awful map. You're not going to get a well thought out video behind that, no sir, because there wasn't a lot of love and intention put behind that content. You're only going to get videos like this from people like this guy who actually care, and Valve ignores. Which sucks. So again, go like this man's video. It's very important that we support this kind of content. We need more of it. Insane TF2 brigades innocent Redditors and tell his chat to call them slurs. Retard is not a slur. If you think retard's a slur, go outside. Thank God we can say retard again. I can't believe people even considered having that word taken away. Insanity. Echo, can I help you? Are you fat? Do you want your dinner? Good timing. Come here. Come on. Come here, Echo. Hey, come on. Come on. Come up. Come say hi. Come on, Echo. No, I'm just gonna rub your head on my feet. Come here. Echo, come say hi. Do I have to pick you up? Come here. Come here. Little shit. Come say hi. What are you doing? Here she is. Little shit. She wants her dinner, so she's being a little bitchy right now. I know you want your dinner. I know you want it. You want to eat. You good? I need to brush you. You're shedding so much. This fucking hair that just falls off her. I brush her every day. I brush her every day, and she sheds so much. What do I... And that clump of hair is now gone into the corner of my room. I need my vacuum. I could make an entire pillow out of your hair that you shed. Anyway. I guess that's it for the day. I guess that's all. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. And like, okay, so before I go, I feel like this might be a little parasocial. It is a little parasocial, but I still want to share it with you. I just want to say thank you for my biggest YouTube paycheck ever. Like, you guys did that for me, and I cannot thank you enough. Like, it's very kind of you that so many of you go out of your way and support me in the multiple ways, either watching the videos or with donations or by going through my Patreon. I'm kind of stunned that that it's come to this point. So I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't thank you enough. It's very, very kind of all of you to support me in the way y'all do. So thank you. Much more to come. I'm just gonna keep doing what people like, and I'm having fun, and everyone else is having fun. So big fat sloppy thank you from me to you. And with that, thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of the donations as always. If you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord, linked in the description below. You can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live or for when I upload a video, what have you. So go check that out. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys take care. I cannot thank you enough. I know it's a little off the cuff and a little informal, but the paycheck hit my account today, and I kind of like went. I was like speechless for a few minutes, like what the fuck. So yeah, it was more than my previous job monthly payment, which is like crazy to think about, me having 2 college degrees. So yeah, wow, thank you. And that's about it. I'll see y'all later.